ladies and gentlemen, we are here. We are ready to go for this, what is it, the Xfinity 500? Yeah, Xfinity 500 here at Martinsville. We are all set and ready. We've got our Martinsville cars. We've got everything good to go for the final shot to see who gets into the Championship 4. As they currently run, Elliott and Byron are the two playoff guys in the top 10. Larson is the next one in 11th. Sorry, 10th. He got up to 10th. There we go. Making sure my chat's on. Oh wait, no, it's not on. Yoink. Live chat. There we go. Now everything should show. "2018 Grinch." Well, hello there, Mr. Clyde. A little early for Christmas stuff, I'll give you that. It's a tad early for that, in my opinion. Ooh. Got the race in the background. Had the race in the background.
How much will the car slip and slide?
There we go. Alright, but as they currently show, I'm trying to keep an eye on the leaderboard. The leaderboard's really hard to see. We're seeing a little fall off. I mean, it's not a ton, but I guess we'll get deeper into the run and we'll see if we've got actual tire fall off or not. Oh, I didn't get a chance to stream Homestead. I got everything set up. I had a beautiful Kevin Harvick Homestead car sitting here that Clyde would have just loved. Alright, that's not a reliable place to go. There we go. Had to get a stream going here. Hamlin, 35th, so he's got a lot of ways to go. See how hard it is to pass. Early in the going, looks like not a ton of passing, but we are seeing a decent chunk of fall off. So I'm glad to see that. The tires are falling off. Now how quickly they fall off will be another question that we got to have answered. But at least they are falling off. The tires aren't just staying at the same pace the entire run. So we'll see how much they fall off too, though, because brand new tires are always quick, and then as they heat up, sometimes that's what causes them to fall, quote unquote, fall off. But if they don't wear out, they don't actually fall off. They just generate heat. Currently looking, Denny Hamlin's moving, but not super quick. He's got a long way to go if he's going to try and get there. But Denny was really quick in practice, so there's a good chance he'll get there. Just a matter of how fast it'll take place. Oh, he's going to go on the outside of John Hunter. Probably going to get that spot fairly easily. Oh, maybe not. I thought John Hunter was just going to move over and let him have it, but apparently they're going to battle for that one. What else we got? We got Austin Dillon, Harrison Burton, Ryan Preece, and Chase Briscoe, all top 10 qualifying efforts. It was weird. The Championship 8, not many of them had good qualifying runs, which is very bizarre. Normally, we see a lot better pace out of them. So Truex has led the first 20 laps as they currently go. He's gotten the lead up to about 7/10 of a second over Chase Elliott, who is running second. Byron is third, and they have a tiny gap back to Gibbs in fourth. A lot of single file. I don't see a ton of battles going on. Looks like somebody back in the field. That might be Noah Gragson making a move on Eric Jones. Otherwise, it's pretty calm all the way around the racetrack. $130 to go, or 130 in the stage, 110 to go yet. They do not have to pit in stage 1 or stage 2. As long as they stop at the stage break, they will make it through both those stages. It'll be stage 3 when you'll see any type of strategy take place. There would be a chance you could run some strategy here, but the tire fall off is so little, I don't think anyone's going to try and cut the stage in half. There's just too big a risk. You'd lose 2 laps. Any caution completely screws your race once you're 2 laps down, and so I do not think we're going to see anyone pit. All right, looks like we are under our first commercial of the day. I want to find out. All right. There we go. Now I got the stream back up. Okay. Looking at it as they run. Still got a ways to go. I mean, they're just kind of riding around. I don't see a ton of movement going on yet. We gotta let the tires fall off a little bit before we can go further from there. Blaney looking like he's going to try and challenge Larson for 10th. That'd be the first pass that high up in the field. I guess Gibbs did get passed by both Briscoe and Preece, who seem to have better long run speed. There, we got it going. All right, so 30 laps down in the stages thus far. I probably need to go grab my Mountain Dew here in a minute's notice. We'll see if we wait till the end of stage 1 or not. Hey, NASCAR News, how are we doing today? Just getting the old stream booted up. I had to rush to get it all taken care of, so I didn't get all the Martinsville cars out. I got these out. These were easy to get to, though. But I got to get to some more of them. Very curious to see what the speed looks like for Truex when they get into lap traffic here, because that'll be an interesting. I just want to see if the Gibbs cars are good, if the Hendrick cars are good, because I can't really tell. It looks like the Fords have a pretty good long run pace because Briscoe's coming to the front. He's up to fourth. So there's obviously some speed in those Stewart-Haas cars. Meanwhile, if we're monitoring the progress of Denny Hamlin, Denny Hamlin has yet to crack the top 30. So, I mean, I didn't think he'd drive all the way to the front, but I would have thought 30 laps in he'd gotten further than, 31st. So 31st is where he's at, and boy, I gotta say, that's not an ideal situation. Now, granted, they are only 30 laps in, so there is time, but it is definitely, yeah, a little concerning. "35 laps down. Truex still in the lead." And remember, this is going to be the last stream of the year, ladies and gentlemen, because I will be live in Phoenix. I might do a live stream after the race, before the race, something like that. But we'll see if the service is any good, because that's always half the dang problem with it, is seeing if we can get good enough service. Yeah, thanks. So yeah, that'll be what's really kind of got to watch and see is exactly how the racing is, if the service is any good, and I can stream from there. Where's my hat? There's my hat. I need to grab my race grace hat. I wasn't even on brand, man. I didn't even have my nice hat. The hat with my name on it. Alright, is that John Hunter about to go a lap down? Can't quite tell. No, that is the 16 of Shane Van Gisbergen. Oh, that's I think that's actually where Denny's battling. I was gonna say, because I didn't quite think that was the case. Thank you. Alright, we are all dude up. Yeah, that's Denny trying to get past Shane. That is a battle for 29th position. I can imagine, though, that even if Truex does start working through traffic, I don't know that he'll catch Denny. It'll be tough, I think. Had an issue in practice yesterday. The throttle hung due to a chunk of rubber getting up in the throttle body and ended up destroying the rear of the car. They did fix it. Didn't get to qualify. Still had to start out back and got bad pit selection, but he was able to get the thing fixed. But I know they were disappointed in that because they had such a good car. But they repaired it, and they are out on track. And, I mean, maybe it's good. We got to get him out of the back of the pack to really tell what kind of speed he's got. Oh, we got a battle for the lead. The number 9 of Chase Elliott looking to the inside. Truex will hold that spot after running the top in 1 and 2. Going down into 3 and 4. This time Chase will run the middle, give a little bump to Truex, and kind of turn it down underneath as they come up out of the corner. Not quite enough to get alongside. Oh, that Jimmy car does look good, man. I love the Martinsville car. Oh, now he's definitely to the inside. Coming out of corner 2. They are side by side down the backstretch. One more lap around, and I think we'll have a new leader. There it is, new leader, number 9. I really hope he can win this race. I would love to see him run for a championship. That would be really fun. And he does deserve to be there. It's not like he was slow all year. I mean, he's a top 3 in points contender. So I think that would be worthy of noting why someone would get in. So lap 43, he goes to the lead. Now just going to work on putting some distance between him and Truex. So if he's in, as the points show right now, it shows Byron +6 over Bell, and then a big gap back to Larson and Blaney. So obviously Larson running in 10th would change a lot of that as the stages move on if he moves forward, because that's under the assumption that they're going to finish where they are right now with stage points as well. So that's the other idea, that Byron's going to get 8 stage points twice, and Larson will get none. So that shifts a lot more than the monitor gives it credit for, because that's as they currently run, basing on 2 sets of stage points. So on one hand, you do have to factor in the stage points, but it's such a long race, you just don't know what 1 and 2 are going to do. Blaney going to go by Burton. That is up to 8. So Blaney's got a good car. He's been going forward amongst these guys. Tell you what, you want to talk about a car getting fast at the right time. Chase Elliott hasn't led a lot of laps this year, but the last 2 weeks he has looked very different. They have looked like they have some level of not necessarily race winning speed, but very competitive speed, especially early in the event. So we'll see if they can hold on, but that's definitely encouraging as an Elliott fan. Looking at it as they run, still the same top 3 with Elliott now in front of Truex, but Truex has stayed in second, so it's not that Truex's car fell off a cliff. I think Elliott just got a good shot at him and decided to take the chance and get by him because he hasn't driven away. Still only 0.4 of a second is the gap. That's right, gotta have the phone out. Oh, Reddick's a lap down already. I didn't realize that. Well, it's a good thing he won last week because, boy, that car doesn't look good at all. Trying to get you guys a score update. There we go. Well, I appreciate that. This will be the last stream of the year because, again, Phoenix will be at the event, so we'll not be streaming that one live. But I will be having a good time. That is for sure. No doubt about that. Keeping an eye on as they run, the lap times have fallen off officially a full second now. So a full second of fall off, that's a big deal. That's kind of nice that 50 laps in, we got a second of fall off. There's opportunity there to make some ground up on new and old tires. So that's good to see. We'll see exactly how much it continues to degrade now that we're about halfway through the stage. So I'll have a good idea as the rest of the stage progresses. All right, so we're going to actually turn off the webcam because I'm going to eat me some lunch. Had a little poor timing on my part. I thought the race was at 2 o'clock. That was Eastern time. It's at 1 o'clock Central time, so did not plan ahead, but all good. I still was able to get something figured out. Oh, we got a battle for second. Byron will take that spot. Looks like Briscoe's coming with. That Truex car does not appear to have the long run speed. Meanwhile, Denny Hamlin's up to 27th. He's out of harm's way for now, but the leaders will be coming. All right, had to add a pole in there. So we got a pole in there now. Will a Hendrick car make the Final Four? Oops. Keep an eye on those Stewart Haas cars, by the way, guys. Chase Briscoe is third. Ryan Preece is fourth. Oh, we got Truex on pit road. Yeah, I don't know if that's a great idea. I don't know if there's enough fall off. Unless he had a cut tire, I don't think this is a good green flag stop for him right there. Penalty for Truex, too fast entering. Oh, man. What an absolute disaster season for Truex, man. Wow, Tyler Reddick running 36. So either they didn't bother to show up this week or something. Although I would argue that's a perfect example of why these playoffs are stupid. You have guys that literally are just going to take the rest of the race off. Four-tire stop for Kyle Busch. Not sure exactly what the strategy is here. I mean, this is the halfway point. Just past it if someone's trying to pull that strategy. Oh, we got a yellow. Yellow, yellow, yellow. It is Cody Ware? I don't know. Who's in the 51? Oh, wait. Who else was that? Oh, Christopher Bell was in that. Holy mole. I didn't... Oh, wow. So, yeah, I saw the Corey LaJoie thing. I didn't realize Christopher Bell was spun around back there. The cameras didn't show him right away. That's a big deal. I was so out of it. Sorry, I'm still finishing off my lunch, so... Got a two-tire stop for Todd Gilliland. He'll gain about 7 spots. I'm not sure if that's going to be worth it. We'll see what that gamble pays off as. need to wash my hands real quick, and then I can turn the face cam back on. Okay, now we're back. I am here. I turned my face cam off to eat my lunch quick. Ain't nobody want to see that. All right, that is, what button do I need to hit? That one. There we go. All good to go again. Well, I think the chances of a Hendrick car getting into the Final Four now is a lot higher because that bell spin probably going to eliminate him from the opportunity to get any type of stage points. I mean, yeah, there's no stage points available for him at this point. He's far enough back now. He's running 23rd. I don't think he's going to get that much in 50 laps. Meanwhile, you also have Todd Gilliland. He's on 2 tires. When did the Napa Gold filters run? It ran at Sonoma. That car ran at Sonoma this year. Ran at Bristol last year. I was there for that race, so obviously that means I have that car. All right, we are back under green. Ooh, Byron with a good restart. Byron hanging tough on the outside. He's really trying to hold that lane. And Elliott will actually take that spot back. So it was a tough battle there between those 2 Hendrick cars. Not sure if Elliott really needs the stage win. He's in a must-win the race situation. Byron could use the stage points over Bell, but at this point, Bell is not going to get any stage points, so that's going to probably make that not needed. So right now we do have Bowman and Blaney. I almost said Byron. Bowman and Blaney, they're battling for the 6th position. Bowman's on the bottom, Blaney's on the top. Good battle going there. Right behind him, you got another one between Larson and Gibbs. That's for the spot right back behind them. Meanwhile, watching Denny Hamlin in the traffic, he's still back there, but he's climbed his way to 18th. So through stage 1, he's found his way up to 18th. Christopher Bell just a couple spots back. And as they run, Kyle Busch is a lap down because he pitted. I don't know why, if he had an issue or something, or if they tried some strategy, it didn't work because the caution was badly timed. But there are a handful of cars that are 1 lap down at the moment. I do think you could have potentially stayed out and hoped to catch a quick yellow, do the wave around thing, but maybe a lot of guys didn't like that. I mean, a few of them did. It looks like there were 3 wave rounds. So as they run 39 laps to go. Blaney and Bowman are still battling really hard for that 6th spot. Blaney, last year's winner. Bowman, the winner 2 years before that. Still 38 laps to go. Ooh, Blaney will clear. So Blaney does get down right in front of Bowman. Now Bowman's under pressure from Larson. Is it just me yourself? Ready to watch that 14 win? 14's good. 14 and 41 have had good pace, especially as the run goes. But you got, hey, guys, you got to look it out. Look who's in fifth. Like that Todd Gilliland gamble for 2 tires is looking like it's going to pay off. I mean, barring an intense amount of fall off in the next 36 laps, that's going to be a big win. Hope Larson gets eliminated because of what happened in the playoff opener. You mean when he wrecked and Briscoe ran into him? Because that was definitely more on Briscoe than anyone else. Like, Larson lost it, no doubt, but yeah, like, everyone else missed that wreck except for Briscoe because he just didn't hit the brakes hard enough. So 34 laps to go. Briscoe is running third, though, so trying to get a second win of the season and probably a final win for Stewart-Haas. But don't count out Phoenix just yet. There's a guy that was magic at Phoenix, and his setups are still in the cars somewhere. There's still that Harvick data in those Stewart-Haas cars, so don't you count out Phoenix just yet. If Larson wouldn't have ran out of talent, you're not wrong. That's not a wrong statement. It's just he was wrecked for like an entire corner, and everyone else hit the brakes and missed him, and one of them didn't. And it's too bad too, because honestly, the speed out of the SHR's cars hasn't been bad the entire rest of the year. They've been decent. But that's just it's another example of why this format is so incredibly flawed. Like you get hot and have your setups hitting at the right time of year, that'll win you a championship. Not necessarily being the best all year, because it's how racing works. You know, you stumble onto something, then you guys are, your cars are really quick for a handful of weeks till someone else figures something out, and that's how it is. And so yeah, it's a bummer that half those times we don't unfortunately get to see the rightful champion, but. 30 to go. I think Byron's trying to get a little pressure on Elliott. I'm not sure if he's just out there riding, maybe trying to pace it so you don't hit lap traffic as quick as you can. Look at those tires, man. There's so little air in those tires. It's kind of wild to look at. When they go down the straightaway, you just see the rear tires sink down. There's just so little air in those tires. So now we're starting to see Gillen drop. He's going to drop 1 to Blaney. Larson right behind that. We'll probably be looking at that spot. But still, so far, a net gain for sure. Ooh, Bell just got Noah in the wall a little bit. Tell you what, Bell is kind of, I don't want to say imploding, but when it comes to like playoff pressure and stuff, that looks a lot like an imploding driver, Not meaning like he's got no shot to finish a race or nothing, but just like he's off. Like he doesn't normally race like that. It's like the pressure may be on there. Look at some lap times real quick. Blaney's running a 20.7. Yeah, he's pretty quick. Meanwhile, keeping an eye on Denny Hamlin. He is up to 15th. Denny Hamlin's coming, guys. Don't look now. And we got Phoenix next week. I got a number of cool things I get to do at Phoenix. I'm gonna have some infield passes and some cool stuff like that too. So Marshall at the moment. Looks like it's a 1-second lead currently for Elliott and over Byron, Bowman, Billy. There's too many of them. 21 to go on the stage. I don't suspect we're going to see a ton of movement from here on out. Obviously, keeping an eye on Denny Hamlin continuing to march his way forward. He's going to need some good pit stops, and he's going to have to hope that a bad pit stop doesn't bite him late in the race, or a bad pit box would be a better way of putting it. To go. All right, 19 laps to go. Gilliland has started to fall back now. He's back to 9th. I think he's still at a net gain, but I think it's going to basically balance out. So it does work on a short-term run, but once these laps start adding up on the tires, we're noticing a pretty good amount of fall off there. He's at 21.5s. Everyone else, I mean, he's half a second slower. So it definitely looks like it's going to be something that after about 20 laps really starts to hurt him. And, I mean, he's dropping pretty quick. Meanwhile, we're talking about monitoring Denny Hamlin, still 15th as they run. Noah Gragson got back to the back of the 20, gave him a little shot up the hill. Looks like he's just trying to get inside, but going to use a little bumper to him. Bed Bath & Beyond car is actually kind of nice looking. I'm not going to lie, I like that metallic blue on there. It looks pretty sharp. All right, let's give you a quick score rundown of what's going on in the NFL. We got the Saints over the Panthers, 13-10. Ugh, what an awful game that had to be. Commanders up 21-10 on the Giants. Dolphins trailing the Bills, 10-12. Chargers up 20-3 on the Browns. We've got the Patriots down 7-3 to the Titans, and then we got the Cowboys up 21-10 down 21-10 to the Falcons. Bengals up 17-10 on the Raiders. Ravens up 24-10 on the Broncos. No surprises, really. Everything looks pretty normal, I would say. The Bills-Dolphins is a little closer than I would have thought, but every other game seems like it's going to be about what we expect. Looks like the good games are starting about 3 o'clock. We've got Bears-Cardinals, which is a little more meh. Jaguars-Eagles is kind of meh. Rams-Seahawks should be decent, and Packers-Lions should be pretty good. Boy, Christopher Bell is struggling. I'm telling you, if the playoffs on the line, we can't necessarily count out the fact that playoff points for Larson could pile in here because he's outside the top 20 right now. So as they run, I don't know what the current live standings are. Let's see if I can get that from here. But Larson would still be 15 back of Bell. I don't know if that factors in playoff points, though. So we'll see if Larson can snag some more playoff points. That could shorten that leash a little bit, but right now, not a good day going for Christopher Bell. Now, the good news is he does have a stage right here in 10 laps. He's not going to lose a second lap, or lose a lap. Meanwhile, Tyler Reddick's losing another lap. Oh, my. I don't know what's going on with Tyler Reddick's car. His car is either just bad or he's out on vacation this week. Because that car is completely uncompetitive. They could have been trying something. That's always possible. But, boy, that car is bad. 7 to go in the stage. Elliott out front. No major battles, really. Like I said, it's just a little uncompetitive. Oh, goodness. Easy there, FSVG. We don't need a leader reckon. As they currently run, I'm trying to watch these playoff standings, but it's actually pretty tight. We'll see what Larson, if he can get that spot on Blaney. I don't think he can. He's too far back. I think 5 to go. But there's definitely got to be some level of concern going on with that Christopher Bell car, because not only is he racing Byron on points in case somebody wins, he's got to race Kyle Larson straight up on points just in case no one does win. Larson runs well enough to point catch him. Four to go, as they currently go. And there's Martin Truex. Oh, man. I think Truex is still a lap down, but he could lose 2 unless give him another couple laps so we can hold him off. Man, it's been a tough year for Truex. He had a couple of different races completely won, and badly timed cautions really hurt him. But that's just been the story for Truex. I mean, just his whole career, he runs super well and never gets the wins he should. Well, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. It's didn't cost me too much. I'm pretty happy about that. Truex is getting karma from Vegas. I don't remember what happened to Vegas. Yeah, I don't remember. What the heck? What did he do at Vegas? Oh, geez, Byron, are you really going to go dump your teammate for a stage win? Come on, don't be that guy. Use your head. It's a stage. Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, I do remember that. It doesn't even rack in my mind because Truex just never does that stuff. Which tells me that chances are there was a spotter issue there because spotter said nothing was wrong, and it's like, did you not tell him he was 3 wide? Because that sounds like he didn't tell me he was 3 wide. But yeah, that was so outside of Truex's character to just run a guy out of room and force him into the wall. Like, that was so bizarre. Yeah, I was gonna say without that, Elliott's probably racing right there with Bell on points. That's the worst part. Had a great week last week. Was in position to run great at Vegas, get some solid points, and unfortunately, he was running 3rd when that happened. He was running 3rd at Vegas when that wreck happened. That just shows, though, how much of a crapshoot these rounds are. It just creates that situation where you want to advance, you can't have bad luck, and that's exactly what they had. But that's just it. I mean, look at today. Bell had a tiny bit of bad luck, and all of a sudden puts himself in a real tough spot. Now, Larson gets 5 playoff stage points, but that's not going to be enough. He's going to need more stage points going forward if he wants to get caught up. Yeah, that wreck at Vegas, that whole Vegas race was a train wreck. I mean, Joey Logano getting pushed by his teammate to make it on fuel was already crappy enough. I still can't understand how NASCAR hasn't looked at that and said that might be a problem down the road, you know. I mean, Homestead's a perfect example of that. Like, if it wasn't a short run to the finish, you know, what if Tyler Reddick has Bubba Wallace going in pit and just push him to the lead? Like, then are we going to start realizing we have a flawed car, that there's too much benefit to be gained in just being able to get behind someone and shove them? I mean, one would think, right? So Chase Elliott wins stage number 1. He hasn't won a stage in quite a while, and picks a good time to do it. Unless he won one last week. I don't remember if he did or not. But definitely has been running much better the last couple weeks than most of the season. Definitely starting to get those lap leads up, the lap lead count up there. I don't know if he's even going to have a shot at 1,000 laps this year, because he really hasn't led that many laps all year. So Denny Hamlin found his way to 15th by the end of that stage. So still a ways to go, but he is closer. Oh, we got pit stops already. All right, pit stops are underway. Cars are in. Let's see what we got. Good stop for the 9 bunch again. Gonna get him out front. Unless somebody takes a strategy call, but 9.6. Very quick stop. Ooh, Bowman with a big brake check to Larson there. I hope that didn't cause any issue. They're going through the corner, and it looks like Bowman may have tried to slow down to keep from speeding or something, but ended up pretty good shot to the front of Larson's car. All right, but battle off pit road is complete. Chase Elliott will hold the lead. He's doing what he's got to do. I'll give him that. He's doing what he's got to do. Leading laps isn't the whole story. It's not the whole story, no, for sure, Jeff. But I think we have to acknowledge the fact that leading laps is a good determiner on speed. Whether you get your results or not is a whole other story. And Chase has done great on the results end of it. But on the pure speed side of it, he has definitely not been as competitive as normal. I mean, there's races where he runs a perfect race and he gets 6th. And that's the bad part. Is well, usually when you want to have enough speed that when you execute at your best, you win because you're better. But his pace, even at Texas, really wasn't that great compared to Larson. Like, Larson was the faster car. So there's a number of races this year where he's been fine. It's not like he hasn't been competitive or that it's had bad speed. But it's just a thing of, like, you know, if you're not up front leading any laps, you don't have speed. And the perfect example of that is Joey Logano. Joey Logano has 3 wins this year and is in the championship 4. So people would look at that and say it's a great season. He's led like 20 laps all year. 20 laps. The pure speed is not there. He's just got wins at the exact right times. I mean, realistically, without the Nashville race going 35 extra laps, he's not even in the playoffs. He's not even in the playoffs. That's how bad he was on speed and pace and points all year long. So it's a flawed format for sure. But leading laps is a determiner, at least on some level, as to the consistent speed you've shown. And he's been consistently top 10, but he's not been consistently the best. Even last week, he had a good run car for about 25-30 laps, but I knew if the lead got taken away for a chunk of time, it was going to be a little bit tougher for him to hold that. Yeah, I guess I don't disagree. He has had good speed. I just haven't seen great speed. So I'm going to always have that determining factor between the two. Like, we've got good speed and we've got great speed. And Larson has had great speed. I mean, he drove all the way to the front to win at the Brickyard 400. You know, he drove through the field. He showed great speed at the Roval. Obviously, Elliott was point racing. We didn't really get a chance to really see what he had for the win because he had to play the point game. But I think he did have good speed there. He's had good speed at a number of tracks and just not gotten the results. But in terms of consistent speed, it's been out of the Hendrick stable. It's typically been Larson, at least ever since Byron fell off. Chase should have had a chance at the Brickyard. Yeah, I mean, the dumb track limit. He was great at Pocono. Like, he had good pace at Pocono too. There's just a handful of those different races where he's had decent pace. It was not a bad race for sure. It's just a thing of, like, you'd like to see just a little bit more pace out of the car. Especially last week. A perfect example of that is on that final restart when things matter the most. It just didn't look like the car turned like it did the whole rest of the race. I don't know if everyone else had slightly different setups in the car or what that was going on, but man, I mean, what he was able to do in the first 3 laps of every run before the final restart was great. And then, he dropped from 3rd to 6th or 5th or something in that small stretch. So, yeah, he was okay in but here, the Bristol's a perfect example, though. You think about it. If it's 2021 Martinsville again, please no. We don't need that. I can't do that again. But if you think about it, Bristol, he was good. He was good on pace. He drove up to the front, but Larson was just so much better. I mean, that's the thing. It was like he was running second. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way he's catching him. Like all night long, Larson was just destroying the field. And people said it was a bad race, and it was. It just wasn't bad because of a domination. It was bad because they couldn't race each other. Like, poking and gouging a little bit is like short track racing, and they couldn't do that. Like the Xfinity car allows that poking, gouging, bumping, and rubbing. This car really doesn't to the same degree. I really hope they keep up the track as it changes. I really don't want to see this car fall off as the sun goes down. Well, I think Eckes is a different story. Bumping a guy because you're faster than him is definitely still beloved. Being able to kind of work a guy out of the group. Eckes was pretty much just using the guy in front of him as his brake pedal for the last 10 laps. And I thought that was kind of, that was pretty Bush League. I mean, every time a guy passes you and gets in front of you, you're just going to ship him off into the next corner. Like, that's not ideal. Ooh, William Byron's going to go to the lead. That's a second restart where Elliott has had his rear wheels jittering around. So William Byron's going to get it on the high side. Blaney, though, is up to fourth. So that's the car I'm watching is Ryan Blaney. I think that car's really quick. So on the restart, it's going to be Byron to get out in front, then Elliott, Briscoe, Blaney, Preece in the top 5. And then we got Bowman, Larson, Logano, Keselowski, and Gibbs rounding out the top 10. Just a bunch of stack-ups everywhere. So many cars. No diffuser, so I mean, I don't know. I still think this car just has too little horsepower. Oh, we got a caution. We got a caution. Who is that? Is that Gibbs? No, that's a Chevy. No, it is a Toyota. No, it is a Chevy. Okay, it is a Chevy. Yeah, it's Daniel Suarez. That's who it is. So Daniel Suarez goes around. Crazy how Truex went from leading to beefing with Ryan Preece. Yeah, it was wild. But, I mean, Preece, for that early in the race to just be kind of using the guy on the inside up like that was not ideal. Oh, wow. Was that Bell? I don't know who that was, but it wasn't good. I can tell you that. No worse than, say, Gordon and Wallace at Bristol? No. Very different. Gordon was faster than Rusty Wallace and pressured him for multiple laps and eventually just got in and nudged him. Nudging a guy is different. You got to realize Christian Eckes missed the corner. So when Gordon bumped him, he went and stayed in the bottom lane. So if you're going to bump a guy, then you take that bottom lane and move on past him. What Eckes was doing was shipping the guy off into the asphalt portion of the corner. He himself was missing the bottom and going a lane and a half up, almost probably 2.5 lanes up. And so by him missing the corner, you basically know he didn't have the speed to make the corner. He didn't just bump him and then move underneath him because he had better speed. He shipped him so far off into the corner he couldn't make it. Eckes didn't make the corner either. He just had a little help from somebody else's back bumper. So that's more where the line, I guess, has always been. I've never been a fan of just using the car in front of you as your brake pedal. If you can't make the corner because you're slower, you don't deserve to make the bump and run pass. Personally, I don't think, because that's almost as somewhat of a cheap shot, basically saying I can't pass you clean because I'm not faster, so I'm just going to hit you. Not because I'm pressuring you and I'm faster and I keep driving your back bumper. It's no, you just got by me, so I'm just going to hit you out of the way. Taylor Gray had 50-lap pressure tire. Yeah, no, that's the point, though, is the car in front of him was faster, and he just shipped him. He basically just said, screw the brake pedal, I'll just hit the guy. And so a guy with fresh tires that would have, given one clean corner driven away, it's hard to get a clean corner if you just keep punting the guy. And that's been a Truck Series thing for a while. I think I remember a 2021 race where it was the same thing. Every time a guy would get to the lead, the guy behind would ship him off the corner, and then somebody else would, in the very next corner, do the same thing. He'd go bump that guy again. And so it's just the same thing. Yeah, I mean, Heim last year, if I remember right, he was about to drive away from him, and Hosovar just missed the damn corner. That was on Hosovar. He just missed it and then hit him, and it was 100% Hosovar's issue, but... I mean, we all remember how bad that race ended up. I think that race looked like garbage. We all kind of thought that was, that was chump, like a chumpy race. That's how chumps race. And so, yeah, we don't necessarily want that. Well, don't look now, ladies and gentlemen. Denny Hamlin's up to 12th. He's coming. He is going to get there by the end of the day. Yeah, Chandler definitely has some funding, but I mean, I think we've kind of at least established he can drive. It's not that he can't drive, but at the same time, yeah, he's no Brett Moffitt. He's not a guy that sat there and had no funding and can't get funding. He's had funding to go into top tier rides at every level except for a little bit in Cup, but the funding has been there for the opportunities, and so. But that also shows there's a flaw because people aren't interested in quality drivers. They're interested in who can bring the sponsors, and that's a problem because we as fans deserve to have the best drivers on the racetrack, not the best sponsor-paying dollars. So it's better for the series if the best drivers get in the best rides. That's right. William Byron has not won since Martinsville earlier this year. All right, finishing off the choose. This time it will be Elliott on the outside and Byron on the bottom. Yeah, Chandler, especially, I mean, I get why he was mad a little bit yesterday, but, that's called cash in your checks. Custer owed him one and decided to use it, and, is it a little scummy? A little bit. I mean, you think about it, it's like he wasn't even really racing him for position. He just decided to knock him off the track so he had no shot to win. He wasn't interested in passing him. He was just interested in making sure he didn't win the race. But, again, when you are owed payback, that's what'll happen. All right, restart back, and Byron will go back to the lead. It'll be Byron, Elliott. Ooh, we got a big move on the bottom. Is that going to work? Ooh, that's tight. Larson really forced it in there on Preece. I don't think he's going to be able to make that stick. Small contact on the exit. Preece will hold that position, so Larson to 6th. Logano has found his way up to 7th, running that high lane. 22 laps in the stage complete so far. And Larson should clear Logano that time by. So now we're seeing the guys who need to win show up at the front. Larson probably needs a win. He's up front. Blaney needs a win. He's up front. Elliott needs a win. He's up front. And Denny Hamlin, he's not there yet, but he will be. He's still P12, but we're slightly into stage 2, and he's already into that top 15. Lap 27, he's getting closer. I'm telling you, I think Hamlin's got good pace. I don't know if it's the best pace. I can't quite give a for sure on who the fastest car in the field is. 24 and the 9 have looked good. They've ran 1-2 pretty much all day since they got by Truex. And then after that, oh, we got Burton around. Harrison Burton is around, and we've got another caution out. Now we're 20, almost 30 laps into the stage. Lap times had only fallen off 2 to 3 tenths a second. I don't know if that's enough. I wouldn't pit for that. I don't think that's enough of an advantage to go for it. Oh, is this a Dillon issue? Or is this a Hocevar issue? This is a Hocevar issue, I can already tell. Yep, he's going to miss it by a mile. Actually, he didn't miss it by that much. Hocevar still made the corner just fine. I think the 21 may have checked up a little more than the 77 was anticipating. 77 got in a little hot, but I mean, the thing is, 77 stayed glued to the bottom. Oh, I don't know if I call it a racing deal. I think the 77's got to lay off the bumper a little bit more. Give him a little more help. Oh, Bell walled another one. Was that how that whole thing took off? Man, Christopher Bell is not making any friends back there. Christopher Bell with another batch of contact. So I don't think we're going to see anybody pit here. Oh, we got people showing they're gonna pit, and now they all juke out. And now we got our first guys on pit road. Who is that? All the way back out Bubba Wallace area. So only guys at the very tail of the lead lap are gonna pit. They can all make it on fuel to the end of this stage, so fuel will not be an issue. 30 lap pressure tires, we'll see if that makes a difference or not. If you're at the back like that, though, why not? You know, come get some tires, and if you're fast enough to drive your way to the top 15, you get a big benefit from that. Or if a caution comes out in another 25 laps, and it's lap 50, now all of a sudden I think more people are going to pit, and you can stay out. So there's options on the table. That restart did not go Denny Hamlin's way. He's back to 15th, so lost 3 spots on that one. I don't think it's ever going to be over for the field, Jeff. I'd love for that to be the case, but unfortunately this car is just too similar. There's just never going to be that amount of gap between it. Alright, should I check my NFL score update again? One more time. Commanders up 24-10. Panthers now lead the Saints 17-16. My goodness, what an awful game. Bills up 20-13 on the Dolphins. Chargers still ahead 20-3. Patriots and Titans are tied at 10. Let's go further down. Falcons 21-13 over Dallas with the ball in the red zone, so they should at least get a field goal out of this drive, barring a turnover. Raiders are Raiders are losing 31-10 to the Bengals, and the Ravens are pretty much putting the Broncos to shame, 38-10. What I was going to do then is go to the NASCAR points. I wanted to see exactly how many points. Larson got 5. Where is it? There it is. In stage 1. Standings. So Bell had a 29-point lead on Kyle Larson. So Larson has now got 5. He's in position to get 5 more. That would trim it to 19. He's going to need a little more than that, though. If he wants to catch him, he's going to need probably 8 stage points. He's really going to need to get to about Briscoe. That'll put it at 13, and then all of a sudden you have a 13-point gap between you and Christopher Bell. You finish 3rd, 13 spots from that is 16th, which is, I think, exactly where he's running, 15th, 16th. Now, I'm not saying it's ideal. Obviously, you want to be further, you want to just win it. But he's not out of the realm of possibility to make it on points. Especially with the contact that Bell has been getting today and dishing out. Like, there's enough contact between the two of them, or between him, that he could find himself in some trouble. Yeah, but I think 2018 was bad because not because of that. I think 2018 was really bad just due to the fact that they had 750 and it wasn't enough. They needed more horsepower. I think that was honestly the biggest thing. Because if you were fast at one place in 750 horsepower, you were fast everywhere in 2018. Yeah, well, Truex was winning multiple different types of races by that much. Oh, big contact. Priest is going to get into Larson and send him up the hill, but Larson will be able to catch it. All right, Chase now to the back, and he will settle in line. He finally got, Byron got clear of him. 3 wide back in the field. Ty Gibbs is kind of getting shuffled around a little bit. Still 3 wide. Bell now in the middle. Ooh, Bell is just going to take it. Just going to take that spot. Thank goodness it was a teammate. I don't think anyone else was cutting him that break. Hey, Jacob and Jonah's Adventures. Welcome on in to the NASCAR stream. I hope everybody's having a good race, or enjoying the race. I'm definitely enjoying it. This is better than most of the Gen 7, or the next Gen Martinsville races have been. It's still not as good as the Gen 6. It just... This car isn't built for this short track race, and they got to do something. And I think it's honestly in the tires. They're going to have to try a different tire compound. And I'm not talking different tires. I'm talking different tires and different wheels. I think you need to go back to what works on short tracks, which is big, fat tires with big, tall sidewalls, skinny so they don't have as much grip to them. Like, just give it a shot. I think it'll work. I mean, give it a shot. That's what would do the best, in my opinion. Yeah, Chase is good on the bottom, but he's going to have to get better on them restarts because that's how he lost the lead to Byron. Is he got a bad restart. Byron was 3/4 of the way clear by turn 1, and you can't have that. You got to be the one that gets the jump. And I don't know if that means you just got to go late or you try to go right away, but definitely got to do a better job on restarts. Ooh, Denny had a missed shift or something. He definitely had an issue there somewhere. Big stack up right behind him. Ended up getting clear of Gibbs right away after that, but... Then there's the Priest hit the curb. Yeah, that was a little not as good. So up front, still, Byron Elliott, they have been the front 2 all day long. All right. So Larson is now up to 5th. That's 6 stage points if he can hold. I assume he's going to want more, but Blaney's coming for 3rd. I'm telling you, that's the car I think can really upset these front 2. That 12 car looks very, very good. It's been looking good all day long, too. And as they run, it's a 9-point gap from Bell to Larson. And Bell's running 14th, by the way. Still a long way to go in the stage. Only 50 laps down. We still got like 80 laps to go in this stage. So tons of time. Don't worry about that. Trying to keep an eye on the guys that have recently stopped and gotten tires. It looks like Kyle Busch is actually the top running of those guys, up into 20th. We'll see how far he can go forward on those new tires. It'd be cool to see Kyle Busch get up there. And honestly, if Chase can't win to get in the Final Four, I wouldn't mind seeing Kyle Busch get a win. I don't want his streak to end. It'd be really cool if he did it next week. So everyone else is racing for championships and he goes out and wins a race. That'd be kind of neat. Blaney going to give a shot to the back of Briscoe to get there. Held him up a little too long, and Blaney's patience was finally at its limit. So Blaney going to give him the bump up the hill, but they're still going to be side by side. Blaney is pretty much clear. Briscoe's going to hang in there and fight one more corner. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, though, because I think what that does for Briscoe is by him running the high line, Larson gets a little closer. So Blaney is now up to third. I hope Chase is good on the long run. I mean, we got a long way to go, so there's still a good shot he can get there, but definitely, definitely like it out front better than anywhere else. Trying to see who's on the newest tires. Can you guys even read that on my stream there? Can you guys even read the leaderboard? Because if not, I'll make it bigger. We don't need to have 23 cars if you guys can't read it. I mean, I can kind of read it, but it's not great. So let me know if you guys can read the names and stuff. That's fine. But just if you can't, I will enlarge it, and that way we'll have less cars, but at least you can read it. Granted, mine's on a small screen, so that's probably why I can't read it. All right, I was going to look. Where's Kyle Busch? 19th. He pitted on lap 147. Noah Gragson pitted on lap 159. Carson Hocevar also on 159. Austin Dillon on 159. So Austin Dillon's actually the first car on new tire. Oh, we got a caution. What happened there? Truex something. Let's see what happened to Truex. Oh, goodness. Somebody just ran him over. Who is that? 51? 31? Daniel Hemrick? It's like 31. Oh, man. What a day for Truex, man. What a freaking day. All right, so now, though, they are 50 laps into the stage. 50 laps down, still 80 to go. Is this when you come and get some tires? Because now there's going to be definite guys staying out, like Gragson and Hocevar, and I mean, there's going to be a whole handful of guys that stay out for this. So the question then becomes, what do the guys on brand new tires do? Do you go in now? Last pit stops were on lap 159. That was 30 laps ago. So they had a decent run there. Looks like they will pit. Let's see who comes. Somebody just stayed out. Who was that? Oh, yeah, we got a very split decision. This field is all getting chopped up. Almost a little contact back in the field. So Byron is in. Pit stops have begun for the leaders. And the four guys in the playoff hunt up front are going to be the four screens they show. Larson with a 9.6 stop. Good time there. Oh, we got an issue on the right rear for Chase. Oh, crap. He's going to the back. Oh, crap. They're still working on the right rear. They finally got it on. It's going to be a 30-second pit stop when it's all said and done. Still working on the right rear there. They got it. Oh, big error there. That's huge. Absolutely lost tons of ground there. I don't know what happened. Something on the right rear went wrong. Got it on. Looks like the nut jammed or fell off or something. Yeah, that's what it was. I guess it's better now than at the end of the race, and better to catch it than get out on track and lose a wheel and go 2 laps down with the penalty. But man, that's a big deal. Because he would have been one of the front cars on fresh tires. Now he's in the back of the cars with fresh tires. Now the good news is for him, Blaney and Hamlin decided to stay out in all of that. So there is a chance that if the strategies go right, he can try something different to get back ahead of those guys. Bell stayed out for points. I'm a little curious why Larson didn't, unless Larson's in the must-win situation. But Larson could have been the leader or second on the track. I don't know. Austin Dillon has the freshest tires at 159 of the top 10 guys. And then all the new guys with tires start 12th on back. And Elliott is in 26th. Very, very rough. That's a tough pit stop right there. Gotta have a better pit stop than that. I mean, I know it's an error. Nobody, not like somebody intentionally messed up, but regardless, you can't have those. If you're going to have it, you better have it now, though. Just like in 2020, when you had the guy jump over the wall too soon, go back and reset. If you're going to have, if you're going to have an error, at least let it do that and not kick you out of the race or put you in a spot you can't come back from. Granted, it's going to be a lot of traffic in front of him to go get through. Well, 75% of you guys said that that a Hendrick car will make it, so we're going to end the poll at that. Now we're going to get our next poll ready to go. Whoa, we got water coming out the back. Why is there water? Is that fuel? Huh. Something's up with the LaJoie car. Not sure what that is. Alright, but as you re-rack them, this is going to get interesting because, like I said, of the guys running up front, Austin Dillon has brand new tires at lap 159, 159. So a lot of those guys have about 20 lap fresher tires than the leaders up front. That's Austin Dillon, 5th on back. And then brand new tires from 12th on back. And that's going to be interesting. About 60 laps difference between the tires with still about 70 laps to go in the stage. That's a long way. Still send the cracked case? Yes, definitely. I've still got it sitting there waiting for you. Currently in the process of unpacking and trying to get everything up. We're going to do one big collection video. And then most of it's going to get sold because I'll have things like this. The Daytona case isn't going anywhere. The races I've seen in person, this Martinsville car, that one. There's I think I'll keep this one, that one. I'm going to keep a handful for sure, but just need way less total. So going to have a lot less total cars left. All right, so I'll have to get Chase back to work. He's going to have a long way to go to get back up there now. Going to be starting in the bottom. I don't know if did he wait and choose a lap later? Oh no, he didn't. Yeah, he was dang near close to the last car in the lead lap. Nuts. Coming to the green flag. Ryan Blaney is on it. Good restart for Ryan Blaney. Good push from Brad too. So he'll be clear into turn 1. Meanwhile, Christopher Bell going to try and get clear of Dillon. It ain't going to happen. Dillon on them new tires is going to be able to probably get by. Kyle Larson on new tires really shoves it in there on Hemrick. He's going to get by, and that's going to put him right up alongside Byron there. That's for 11th. Boy, forcing the issue, but doing what you got to do to force that issue. Ooh, here comes Byron around the top of Justin Haley. But Larson's going to go to the bottom of Justin Haley. They're going to go 3 wide. Ooh, boy. This is getting tight back in here. Larson will get clear that time by. So Byron starting to chop through that field quick. Dillon is up to 4th. He's on slightly better tires than those leaders. I don't know if Bell's in a good spot. He's got nothing but good tires behind him for a good ways. Byron really going to send it in there. I don't think he had enough to get to that. We got a caution. What is it? What is it? It's Daniel Hemrick and Todd Gilliland. Where was Daniel running? Todd Gilliland. They were running 15th and 16th. Hope the stack up didn't damage Chase back there. Let's see what happens. All right. Oh, is this Hocevar again? Yeah, that's Hocevar. Hocevar just got in there way too hot and completely cleaned that car out. Ready? Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, you bet, A-Shock. I got your email, so I'll just send you the thing on that. And you just needed the one crack case, right? Yes, one of them. Okay. Gotta remember how to ship it. I'll figure out a way. It may be a minute till I can ship it. I gotta think of what method I'll use to keep it safe so it's shipped safely for you. Because I gotta get a big enough box. But I'll get that figured out. Let's see here. Gotta use that phone. So yeah, Hocevar pretty much just got in there and sent him a little bit too hard. All right, now with another caution. I mean, now what do you do? Won't be accepted. Yeah, the thing is, this is just how everybody drives now. I mean, realistically, that's the kind of stuff that used to get you a one-lap penalty from NASCAR. They'd look at that and say, hey, you missed the corner and dumped a guy, you're going to get penalized a lap. And that was because it wasn't like a thing of, well, that was intentional. They just looked at it as, well, you need to be held to a higher standard than just wrecking a guy. And so I always thought that was fine. There we go. All right, we're going to put a new one in. Alright, so pits should be open this time by. I don't think we're going to see a lot of guys pit here. I do think Bella's in some trouble in 5th. But we'll see. Nah, no takers here. Honestly, I never was, because if you wheel hopped or something at a normal track, you'd still get a penalty. Yep, you are correct, Jeff. You would. And I'm okay with that, because it had nothing to do with whether you did it on purpose or not. That was not why you were held a lap. The whole point was we're not going to allow our competitors to get run over. So it had more to do with preventing retaliation. So if I wheel hop in and punt a guy, it's like, hey, sorry, I wheel hopped. NASCAR would say it's a one-lap penalty, so the guy that got punted, like, he's going to be mad, but he doesn't need to go payback because the guy already cost himself a lap. So NASCAR kind of took that into account where it's like, all right, they've already, basically cleaned up and evened everything out between those two guys best they can. So you didn't see the intense retaliation that you do now. Because right now, if you punt a guy, you get all the advantage. You get his spot. You get to line up closer to the front. You get a caution so you can go get new tires. Like, you get all the benefits of punting a guy with no downside. Where before, hey, you punted a guy. Well, now you cost yourself a lap. So obviously, it was a very thing to discourage. You did not want to punt a guy. And so yeah, like, again, a perfect example is what that was. Have I done a review on the 500 win? I have it ready to go. Not yet, but I have it ready. So I'm almost ready to record it. But yes, the goal of it was just to prevent payback, because that's kind of why they would do it. I just realized 2 of the most complained about DVP and points format happened because of Matt. Yeah. The DVP was the dumbest rule they ever came up with, because it was like, well, Matt came out to wreck him. It's like, Matt came out to wreck him because NASCAR didn't penalize Joey ever. People forget that Joey literally dumped him at Kansas, just admitted to it, just ran over him, and said, yeah, that's fine, you can punt the leader. It was like, what? You can't just punt the leader. And it's like, okay, so maybe you let that one go. But then at Martinsville, when they're jacking up the restart, and he got wrecked there, like, Matt had enough at that point. It wasn't just Kansas. It was Kansas, it was Martinsville, it was Talladega. It was 3 straight weeks of the 22 running over the 20, and then getting wrecked while running basically 3rd at Martinsville, trying to continue to win after being eliminated. by the same guy that wrecked you 2 more times. Like, I know it was Keselowski, but it was the Keselowski-Brad tandem that got him wrecked. So, I don't know. I still look back at that and say if NASCAR had stepped in and done the right thing, I don't think Matt does that. If they would have said, hey, you can't just punt your competition. You can't just spin them out of the lead. So, I don't know. That's the tough part. Is just the idea that if you spin your competition, you get it. Yeah, it was the tandem of Brad and Logano. Those two, that was a bad tandem at that point. They were trying to let each other in on restarts, and it didn't work, and then Brad just junked the 20. And then the 22 guys were all clapping and laughing about it while he's coming by, and it's like, you know what? I'd be pretty mad too. If the guy that's been wrecking me weeks after, if his teammate takes me out, and then I go by, and their whole crew is clapping and laughing about it, it's like, nah, you're probably getting junked, because you're not going to wreck my car and laugh about it. Brad Keselowski, speaking of the devil, he's come to the front, and he is here to play, ladies and gentlemen. On the high side, looking for the lead on Ryan Blaney. I think he's going to get it. Ooh, maybe not. Blaney's tight, but Blaney stayed in the gas. I think he's clear. Take it. He's not going to take it. He's going to give Blaney one more corner on that bottom. Blaney's going to check up and let him have it, I think. Oh, maybe not. No, he will. Yep, there it is. So Brad Keselowski to lead. Christopher Bell, more contact. Hits the outside car of Austin Dillon this time. So more contact from Christopher Bell. Meanwhile, Austin Dillon really trying to get by Christopher Bell. Couldn't quite get it done. Now the 10 of Noah Gregson's going to go up high, try to get a spot. 2014 was the last time we saw old Kurt Busch. Yeah, probably. I think after 2014 he had just calmed down so much that we didn't see as much of the classic Kurt stuff. Because we still saw him win races. I mean, I got to see him win his final career race at Kansas, and he was still a great race car driver. That was never the issue, but definitely that old attitude outlaw guy. That was the last time I think we really saw it. And the cool part about it is, and I got the car right here, it has outlaw on the name rail. So this is one that I'll probably keep just because of that. That embodied Kurt Busch, even in the upper stages of his career. So still 50 to go. Byron is on the inside of Gregson for 6th. So those new tires are coming, and they're coming quick. Bell should definitely be concerned, because if Byron and Larson get to the front and those other guys on tires start moving through the field and shuffle him out of the top 10, Larson could end up with 10 or 9 stage points at the end of this. And that will be huge towards making it to the championship 4. So 6th and 7th is where they currently run. Trying to look back in the field. Dude, that version of Kurt Busch was honestly downright hysterical. Because Kurt had every right to be mad. NASCAR wanted him at the tail of the line. He's literally he's at the tail, if not even further back. And the guy that was at the very, very back just wasn't catching up to the field. And they were like, nope, you got to go all the way to the back. And then dude, I would have been so mad too. All right, we're watching Elliott work traffic right now. He's up to, I believe, 17th, 16th. So he's up to 16th. Joey in front is going to try and get by the 43, so he's going to try and get that as a 2-for-1. Tires appear to have balanced out a little bit. Byron and Larson got up to 6th and 7th and have yet to go any further. I will say that 9 looks good in traffic, so I mean, as much as I hated the fact that he got stuck back there, on the new tires, he is passing other guys on new tires, so that is good to see. Yeah, I do remember that. Larry Mack with the, when he was trying to tell people to come to pit road, and I'm going to come. Over and over and over again. So Elliott back to 15th, as he's going to look at Joey Logano. Joey Logano with a cool Pennzoil paint scheme. I think it's joeylogano.com, or like a charity on the hood. I can't quite tell. But it's kind of neat to see. Well, I think we don't like the Connor Jones radio because he did it for seemingly no reason. Kurt was melting down at NASCAR and at circumstances. Connor Jones melted down at a guy driving in the same lane as him and just punted the guy and then sent him to the hospital. I gotta double check, but I don't think Kurt ever punted a guy and sent him to the hospital or anything anywhere close to that. All right, Larson's going to go by Byron now. Boy, Larson is really driving hard. He knows he needs those points. Yes, a caution. C-A-W, caution. That and the way he would say 9. Anytime, because obviously as a Kane fan, that was ingrained in my mind. But every time he would talk about that Nyan car, it was like N-E-E-I-N. Nyan. It was always Casey Kane in that Nyan car. I love Larry Mack, man. He honestly was probably one of the most underrated guys in that booth. People don't realize the value he brought to a broadcast. Man, Brad Keselowski and Ryan Blaney really going after it here. After Larson got by Byron, he has yet to get to Dillon. 40 to go, still a long way, and as time goes, these cars' tires may start to fall out. Man, I'm not going to lie, guys. Looking at the scoring and stuff, Chase Elliott's gotten by Logano and Stenhouse. Now, Stenhouse is on older tires, but he's battling guys on the same tires as him, and he's getting there. So that 9 car, Nyan car, might be pretty good. La Bounty. Yeah, see, I don't remember Ken Squire. I never got to really watch, because I started watching post 2001, so Fox and NBC and ABC were the 3 main ones until NBC came in 2015. And then you had Rick Allen just butchering stuff constantly. Not that it was like terrible, but it was just like he had his Rick Allen moments where he'd be like, aggressive goes around. It was like, what? Aggressive isn't a person. Also, hot take, if the booth of Squire, Jarrett, and those guys are in modern times, they'd call boring. Yes, they would be called boring, 100%. The standards of broadcasting have changed, and that's okay. You can have that. Because Joe Buck is a perfect example of that. People don't realize that professional demeanor is just not popular. Tony Romo really changed a little bit of that with kind of bringing just intelligence and excitement at the same time. People really enjoyed that. It made it very fun to watch. But I think part of it too is, you gotta remember, fans have gotten smarter. Fans know, because of all the information available to them, when they're diehard fans, they get really smart. I mean, fans never used to know about what type of coverages their teams used to run. They wouldn't know what type of defense and all the scheme schematic. Like, fans, a lot of fans know the information behind their sports. Like, they understand not just like, oh, what a wedge adjustment does or how it works. They understand like the balance, cross weights. Like these things are, you know, they used to have to explain a draft. Remember? They'd have to explain every race. Here's how a draft works. Now they're talking about side draft and all these little small things and how they work. All right, Larson has now gotten to 5th. This is going to be interesting. 35 to go. Blaney really trying to pressure Blaney's really trying to pressure Denny Keselowski and Christopher Larson. Keeping an eye on it right now. Elliott looking to the inside of Briscoe. That's for 12th. Meanwhile, Blaney's still trying to get by Keselowski. That Larson-Bell battle is the one I'm very curious about. That's the one I really think is where we'll start to see some differences. He hasn't got there yet. He is getting closer, though. Give it another couple laps. I think he'll be there. Man, Briscoe is battling hard on that high side. Going to pull the crossover there. Man, the drive off on that 14 is really good. Chase moved up, and now he will clear. So he moved up to try and use the high lane to get the better run. And once he was able to clear the 14, this should help quite a bit with moving back forward. Good lap time, though, out of him. Running basically the same pace as the leader. Granted, they're on old tires, but he's also in traffic, so it's a mix. All right, keeping an eye on Larson should be just about there. He's not closing in that much. That's the crazy part. 25 to go yet. And boy, the tires appear to really have balanced out. So yeah, I'm not going to lie, it does appear that the tires don't make a big difference after about 15 to 20 laps. They sort of balance out. Because Larson is running a very similar pace to Christopher Bell, and he's got one fresher tires and has been faster than him all day. So it does appear that the tires really do balance out over a chunk of a run, which is not necessarily ideal, but it is good to know towards the future that, hey, if you've got 60 lap fresher tires, you can probably come in and snag 2 and come out and have a really good car for about 3-4 laps to get some track position, and then after that you can probably let them balance out over time. 21 to go though still, so there's still some time. If the lap times are going to fall off, they would have to start soon for it to make a big difference. Got a battle for the lead. Larson currently half a second back of Bell still. He hasn't really caught up at all there. $17 to go, and the stage as they run. Best case scenario for Chase is he's going to have a chance to maybe get as far up as Austin Dillon. We'll see how the tire fall off works, but it's going to take a lot for him to have a shot to even get there. He is running one lane off the bottom, but his lap time, I don't know, it's kind of hit or miss if it's working or not. What a good run for Brad, though. Blaney, gonna look at the back bumper again. Let's go back. 2:53. Games should be wrapping up. Let's go look and see what the scores of these games are at. Ooh, Bills and Dolphins tied at 27. That's suddenly an interesting game. Saints over the Panthers, 22-17. Chargers up big on the Browns. That game's over. Titans up by 7 on the Patriots. Falcons 27-13. That's probably over. Bengals are up by 14 with 6 minutes to go. That's close to over. And then the Ravens have smothered the Broncos. Smothered them. 12 to go. All right, let's see here. Larson has closed in on Bell. Looks like he's going to look to the inside. He is there. Larson to the inside. He's going to look at that spot on Christopher Bell. 10 to go. Larson will clear. Byron now coming in. We'll move Byron past Christopher Bell. But the thing is, Bell is still in position to get some good stage points, and Larson was going to need a lot more than just that for stage points. He was going to need a big stage and no points for Bell, and it does not appear that that is what's going to happen. Meanwhile, Keselowski's starting to work the lap traffic. Seven to go. Now 6 to go. Blaney's still really close. He still has a shot. But it does appear that the tires do equalize out over the long run, and it's a very minor difference. So that's good to know, because the difference in tires right now is about 30 laps, 30 to 35 laps, and there's almost no difference in terms of speed right now. There's not a noticeable gap between one or the other on pure speed right now. Four to go. Larson on the charge, though. He may still have a shot to try to get to Denny, but it's going to be close. I don't think he's got enough time. He's going to need more time than that to get there. Three to go for Bad Brad. Bad Brad and the Keselowski gang. And it looks like Brad's pretty well pulled that one away. I think we're in for a, I say it the mean way, but fairly uneventful finish to this stage here. As they hit the white flag, or the final lap of the stage. No actual white flag is flown. Everyone's about a half a second apart, so I don't see any moves coming here in the next lap that are going to be anything notable. Brad Keselowski will take stage 2, and then it'll be Blaney, Hamlin, Larson, Byron, Bell, Dillon, Bowman, Gregson, and Preece rounding out the top 10. Elliott is 12th, and Logano is 13th, with Tyler Reddick being a complete no-show. So that's where the 8th guy is. He's just way out back. All right, guys, that'll wrap up stage 3. Pit stops when we come back, and also, what is this? I need to take a pit stop of my own. All hail the chair. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is pit stop time. Hamlin is in. He's got one of the earliest pit boxes on pit road. So is Larson, Byron, and Blaney. I'm going to try and watch for Chase's pit box. Byron with a good stop. Larson with a good stop. All right, coming to the end of pit road here. Keselowski will win the battle. Then it'll be Larson, Byron, Hamlin, Bowman. I can't see well enough to see the rest of it. Elliott will go up to 10th, so he'll gain 2 spots. Christopher Bell dropping back to 11th. Bad stop for the Christopher Bell group. A lot of movement. Blaney down 4. That's a big loss on pit stops. Let's see what happened. Oh, that's just more commercials. I thought they were going to show a replay. Not sure yet, so we'll have to wait and see. All right, well, Chase has rebounded into 10th. He's got a long way to go, but he's got a long time to get there, so we'll see what he's able to do. Bell coming back down pit road now. Looks like they're going to reattach the lefts. Oh, my. That's a big deal. They're changing the tires entirely. I think they may have put a bad set on or something. Not 100% sure what went on that car. That's a big deal, guys. Christopher Bell back down pit road. He will go to the tail of the lead lap with that. Where's the tail of the lead lap? A 61-yard field goal for the Buffalo Bills. Goodness gracious, what a kick. All right, let's see where Christopher Bell is at now in the running order. Where is it at? There we go. Make sure the chat's all updated. Okay, there we go. Christopher Bell, 31st. Ugh. That's pretty rough, man. Go all the way back to 31st. It's going to be tough. Good news is he can't go any further back. However, points as they run, Larson's got five spots. So obviously we expect Larson to not be able to go any further forward. He's in second. He literally would have to win. And Bush or Bell can only go further back. Or sorry, further forward from 31st. So I would imagine he's going to be in good shape. We'll see, though. Once they get back to green, he'll have to just gain a handful of spots. It won't be a bunch, but yeah, it's stage 3. Got to buckle down and get it done. The craziest part is, lost in all this, Byron has taken a commanding lead on him. I mean, he has to gain like 16 spots to even catch up to Byron. See what happened here. Oh, he didn't get the left side on. Blaney was boxed in by Hocevar. Ooh, bumped into him, but Hocevar had a bad angle at that pit stop. Look at where he's at. I mean, Blaney had no choice but to run the hose over. I can't... There shouldn't be any equipment interference or anything like that, because, I mean, good grief. You got to give him a lane to exit or something. You got to give him somewhere to go. So that shouldn't be what happens there. All right, they are doubled up for the restart, though. Brad held the lead. It'll be Brad and Larson on the front row. So Bell has 17 spots technically. He has to gain 17 spots to catch Byron. He has to gain 9 more spots, or sorry, not 9. He has to gain 7 more spots to catch Larson as they currently run. So as they got through the restart zone, Byron ends up following Keselowski through to the 2nd spot. Larson falls to 3rd. Keeping an eye on it, Blaney now falls into 5th, but that's actually a pretty good spot based on where he started. Was able to actually get back down to the bottom. Hamlin is 4th, so our must-win guys are 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Byron's not technically a must-win, but he's on the cut line, so he still needs to do well to make sure he goes forward. Hamlin looking to the inside of Larson. Larson gets down to the bottom in time. Going to have some contact. Big contact. More contact. Whew, that was a lot of pushing through that corner for Denny. A lot of contact there between the 11 and the 5. That was a solid 3 to 4 different bumps there. Meanwhile, Byron is hounding the 6 car. Christopher Bell, 29th as they currently run. Just keeping an eye on that. Battle for the lead. Byron still hanging right there. He is really wanting to get to Keselowski's tail. And he's there, but he has to get alongside him. And he hasn't been able to do that just yet. Bell going to send it in 3 wide bottom. And he's going to make it get in there, and he's going to get it to stick. That's going to get him a spot past Justin Haley. "21 laps down." There's going to be a long... This one they will have to pit in the middle of. This is a 240-lap stage. 20 laps in. Only about 10 laps of that have been racing because, of course, they have stage break, caution, pit stops and stuff. But let's see what happens here. Chastain going to... Ooh, what was that? Chastain was really going after Briscoe. I'm not sure what happened there. Very unhappy was Chastain at Briscoe. Let's see what happens here. So it looks like he tries to move it down, not enough room, and then he just hits him like 4 times. Knocks them both up the track. Elliott's going to go under both of them. He doesn't quite get past Briscoe, but he does get past Chastain. I'm not sure what happened there. There may have been some earlier contact because Chastain lost 2 spots in a matter of 2 corners. So I'm not sure how Briscoe got by him, but it doesn't appear that he was overly happy about it. Meanwhile, Brad Keselowski continues to lead out front, so a great run for Brad. That strategy call really helped him out. Staying out and then choosing the top lane, getting by Blaney, and it's paid dividends. He is still leading, and it's been great to see RFK and mostly Brad. I mean, we haven't seen him run this well at Martinsville in a while, so very nice to see for Brad. Keeping an eye on it right now, Bell is up to 27th on the running order. Still needs 2 more spots to get himself clear of Larson, but still needs another 13 to catch to Byron. And with Byron finishing second, if he finishes second here, he'll need 14 spots actually. And 14 spots from where he's running now, that's going to be almost in the top 10, I think. Kind of see where he's running. I think he's running 25th? 27th. So he has got to be in about the top 12. Blaney's starting to put a little pressure on Denny. He really wants to get that spot there. That is the battle for 4th. And remember, there will be 1 cycle of green flag stops if this thing stays green. Question is, when do you come and get your tires? And do you split it into thirds? You can go 120 and 120. You could also split it into 3 80-lap segments. We really don't know what the tire fall off does that far into a run, so it will be very interesting to see what happens when we get that far down into a run. For Martinsville, this hasn't been bad. I'm not going to lie. I still think they have too much security in the rear of the car. They're hitting each other in corners. Not just a bump or a nudge. It's a hit. They're going to full-blown hits, and it's not doing enough. And I don't mean enough. I don't need guys spinning out, but I just need, I don't want them to have to hit that hard to get a guy to loose. I would rather just a little bit of air stuff be able to get to them. Just a little bit. Get right up under there and loosen up the rear end of them. I'm fine with that. Meanwhile, Byron and Larson are getting right on the tail of Keselowski. Lap times are down about 0.6 of a second since the start of the run, 30 laps in. But again, once the tires cool off under caution, they regain some speed. So it's hard to say exactly when the right time to pit versus not pit is. We've got a battle for 6th going on right now. It looks like Dylan's trying to take a look at Alex Bowman. Not quite enough to get there, though. As they've kind of strung out, so it's kind of strung for a minute here. We'll see as they catch into lap traffic how it accordions back together. They are 37 laps into the run as of right now. Chris Buescher going a lap down. That's interesting. One teammate leading the race, the other one losing a lap. All right, keeping an eye on the lap times. I don't see any major changes. Ryan Blaney does appear to be the fastest car on the track, though. Trying to see what happened here. Elliott had almost cleared. Almost cleared. What was he doing? Was he pitting? Dude, if you're going to pit, get down. He was around the second lane. Buescher, I think, has a flat tire, which I totally understand wanting to pit, but he was so indecisive of which lane he was in. He wasn't in the low lane like he was going to pit, and Elliott ends up ramming into the back of him and ends up losing a spot back to Briscoe, but I can't tell if he was pitting or not. Elliott had no idea which way to go because he just kind of ran the middle of two different lanes. I mean, obviously there's no intention between either of them there, but it's just, you got to figure out if you're pitting, come pit. If you're not pitting, don't pit. But don't ride in between two lanes if you're that much slower. Like, give a guy a clear lane to go one way or the other. Like, you're a lap car. You don't need to be blocking. So that, unfortunately, that cost him the 9th spot he had worked and gotten by Briscoe. And man, he has battled Briscoe a number of times today. Did it a little earlier in the last stage. Battled him for about 7 to 10 laps. Got around him, and then there he got around him and immediately lost the spot again due to that contact with Busher. Ah, that's just a little small bumper dent. We're fine. That's fine. Don't worry about that. All right, so keeping an eye on it. Still a long way to go. So like I said, they still got an entire green flag sequence. A lot of stuff that can still go. And with the lap cars, that'll come into play here soon, we'll see where we get. Blaney has caught Larson, though. That is a battle for third. And like I said, Blaney seems to be the best car on long runs. We'll see how long it takes him to get to the front if he gets there. Bell has reached 22nd, and so he is now back in the playoffs. Still 9 spots, though, to get clear of Byron in case there's a new winner. Battle for third has heated up. It looks like Keselowski has stabilized in front, but that battle for third is really where the heat's at right now. 55 laps down, still over almost 200. 188 laps is what's left. 188 laps to go, and then we are talking just about Phoenix going into next week. Austin Dillon still running 7th. What a great day for him, honestly. Childress brought some good speed. Kyle Busch has had better speed than is shown, just with some of the earlier issues, but he has found his way to the top 16, so better than where he was when he was a lap down. Keeping an eye on it, Keselowski up by 0.6 of a second still. Not seeing a lot of movement, though. It looks like everybody's running the same lap time. And the fall-off really has stabilized. Like, they've fallen down to about 0.6 of a second, but it's sat there. It has not moved for quite a while. Keeping an eye on it right now, Blaney has yet to get by Larson. He got there and challenged him for a few laps, probably heated up the tires and wasn't able to get the pass made, is what I'm guessing. I've got an idea. We're going to hope this works. Time to put the old good luck charm up here. There we go. We're going to put the good luck charm nice and close. Give it a good pat. Because it's going to take some luck. I think there's just too far to go from 10th. It's going to need some well-timed yellow and other factors to go right. Bella is now clear by 4 points over Kyle Larson as they run. But remember, Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, or Chase Elliott winning would shuffle that whole board down. And then Byron would be on the last one in. All right, they're going to bring you some final scores. Panthers beat the Saints 23-22. Commanders beat the Giants 27-22. That one got close. Dolphins fall to the Bills 30-27. Chargers beat the Browns 27-10. Titans beat the Patriots 20-17, and the Falcons beat the Cowboys 27-21. Other two games in that were the Bengals beating the Raiders 41-24, and the Broncos getting beat by the Ravens 41-10. It's a good thing Tyler Reddick advanced because they did not even. I think they don't. Did they even bring a car this week, or did they just bring a show car? Because they may have just brought a show car. Honestly, the way that he's been running today, that looks like a show car. It's running terrible, terrible. Yeah, lap times really look like they stabilize right at 21 flat. Yeah, I think if I'm Alan Gustafson and Chase Elliott, I think the way I'm gonna handle this race going into this stage at this point from 10th is as soon as the fuel window opens, I'm pitting and getting fresh tires. And I'm going to see if I can drive to the front. Because like I said, there is some tire fall off there, but it does not, it appears to stabilize right at 21 seconds. So about a full second of fall off, but once you hit that full second of fall off, it sort of sits there. So you'll hit it faster than everybody else, but once you sit there, you'll sit there. Like you won't actually lose anything from there on out. And the benefit of that is going to be that you're going to have the opportunity to come in and get if a caution comes out, you're going to pit from a much closer position. You're going to gain enough track position on your stopwatch. So I would not be afraid of pitting as soon as the window's open. So if it's 150 laps, I'm coming in 20 laps. I'll come that early if I have to. I'm going to get right to the edge of the window and then I'm coming to get it. Still 164 laps to go. I believe they got to be getting close to the window. I think the window is usually around 150 laps ish. So they should be good to go here in just a little bit on fuel. I don't know. Maybe he's just cooling the tires. But if he doesn't make up some headway in terms of clock time, I'm coming early. I'm not gonna just wait and pit with everybody else. I'm gonna jump early because you're a must-win situation. So unless you got a great long-run car, you can run it all the way to the very back end of your fuel window and then hope for a caution and go from there. But you just don't want to be stuck a lap down. So yeah. Christopher Jones and Eric Bell. That Jones boy was also one. Also, I don't know when, but Larson did get passed by Blaney. I don't know when it happened because I guess they didn't show that there. So actually, the weirdest part is one of the fastest cars on the racetrack right now is the car in 11th, and that's Noah Gregson. He's putting some good lap times together. Keep an eye on him. He may be coming forward. Blaney's still trying to move forward. Oops, bumped that. Still 159 laps to go in the race as we currently run. Ooh, Blaney to the inside of Byron. Good drive down the straightaway, but Byron's going to have to give him the bottom. He's still there. These cars all look really dirty. I think it might be the brake dust or stuff, but I'm really liking it. There's a lot of like brake dust and dirt and stuff on the front of these cars. Ooh, big run. Byron's going to get to the outside of SVG. That's going to be able to hold off Blaney unless Blaney ships him, and he does. He ships him into Byron. Byron goes way up the hill, and Blaney's going to take both spots. Actually, one of them was a lap car, but big issue for Byron there. Luckily, he only loses the one spot, but he tried to use SVG as a pick, and Blaney was not having any of that and decided to send SVG into Byron and get him up out of the way. Yeah, nothing SVG really did that wrong there. I probably would have just, as a crew chief, had him get out of the way because you're not really racing for anything at that point. And these guys are hustling after each other, so I wouldn't have wanted to keep him in the way that long. So they are roughly 100 laps into this stage, not quite. Looks like the last pit stop was around lap, say 263? It's 364. Oh, yeah. So 260, about 20 more laps. So about 20 laps and it'll be 100 laps into the stage. And it would be 100 down and about 120 to go. That wouldn't be quite split in the middle. I didn't check to see if Bob said what the fuel window was. I really wish I had that info. Because the fuel window would be a really important thing to know. Exactly when that open for the final stage will be where they can make it. Oh, Chase is coming now. Love it. I love the aggression. Way to go, Alan. That's a race-winning type of call. Will it work? We have no idea. But you're running 10th. You got to try something. This is what you should do on a weekly basis. You should be trying to win every race. Because you may not get this one, but if you do it enough times throughout the year, you're going to win multiple of them. You know, you're going to get one of them if you keep spinning the wheel. But you got to keep spinning. You can't spin it just twice a year and expect it to always work. You need to spin it 3, 4, 5 times a year and see what you can get out of it. So he came much earlier than everybody else. All right, let's see what the lap times show. That's not a good lap yet. Need to go one more. Because that's still got the pit stop sequence in there. Need one more lap. .9. About a full second a lap. .9 actually isn't very good. See if it refreshes again. 20.9 seems actually a little bit slow. I know he's in some traffic, but still at 20.9? I'm gonna watch that lap timer. I really want to see exactly where that lap time difference is between the two. Because up front they're currently running 21 flats. 21.01, 21 ones, like it's all in the low 21 second bracket. 20.6, that's closer. That's a lot closer. Still not very good for early laps. Yeah, around 20.4 to a 21.2. That's about 0.8 of a second. So there is good call. I like it. Like I don't know if it'll work. I think for sure once the cycle sequence is out, he'll be in the top 3. But I think he's going to have the old tires and he's going to be fighting for his life at that point. My big bonus is that, like, hey, you're in 10th. You're not going anywhere. Like, he wasn't moving forward at that point. So you may as well start moving forward on the new tires now. And he's definitely doing that. He's moving forward very quickly past those guys. And so, yes, it was early, but at the same time, you know, if the sequence doesn't even fully go out, if they go in and after about 50 laps and there's a caution, he's going to come back in. Because if they come in 20, 30 laps after 50, like, that's 80 laps on his tires. He can't stay out. But he could be the first guy on fresh tires coming through the field. And so he's giving himself a choice. He is the one guy on a different strategy. That gives him a shot for something good to happen. And that I like. Also, I did mention earlier about Noah Gragson and the speed he's gotten. He has actually worked his way all the way to 9th. So I forgot to mention that because he did get by, obviously Chase went and pitted, but then also Chase Briscoe, he got by him. So the speed out of that 10 car looks very good on this very long run. And if I'm crew chief of the 10, I'm keeping him out there all the way to the end of the run. I want him to run that long, long, long run. Not because he'll win the race on that, but if he pits late enough and stays on the lead lap, if he can just get on the tail of the lead lap and a caution come out, he'll have the brand new tires that will allow him to either pass most of the field if they pit, or vice versa. Like, he'll have the most options. So with him running as well as he is on that long run, I want to keep Noah out there. He's doing great. Blaney has been hounding the back of the 6 car for quite a bit thus far. Still has yet to be able to get by him. Little contact. Not enough to move him, though, and the 6 will get back and get clear. "12 missed the corner there. Missed it big time. Big time traffic for the leaders right now. They are running some pretty bad lap times. Although, now that I mention it, there's a car going a lap down, and it's Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell just lost a lap. The next car to lose a lap in front of Christopher Bell would be Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I don't see him on frame, so there's at least a couple cars in between, but I mean, he's one car from being outside of the free pass position, and he's looking really slow. All right, Denny has come to pit. We'll see if this starts to draw more of the top 5 guys down pit road. There's Stenhouse losing a lap to Brad Keselowski. Brad has been very good on the long run. Larson just left his pit box. So, yes, the front guys are in. Still 130 laps to go, but this is about splitting it. It's a little early, but they are splitting it fairly even. And we'll see what that does. I still like the call thus far because I think Chase is going to cycle out not just ahead of Hamlin, but ahead of Hamlin by a wide margin. Now, Hamlin's going to have much fresher tires for, a whole chunk of laps here. But the traffic you get put in is a big factor in that. Brad Keselowski coming to pit road. Ooh, he's smoking him bad. Oh, did he speed? We'll see if Brad sped. He came in really hot. Blaney is in. So that should pretty much complete the cycle of the leaders. Everyone else, this is huge for Chase, especially because he is now back on the lead lap with all these pit stops taking place. So now that this is cycled through, he is not only on the lead lap, I think he's going to cycle to the lead. We'll see once scoring comes back around one more lap. Is he in the lead? I think he is. Yeah, he's going to be the leader. Yeah, he's a leader, but he's a leader by a lot. He's a 10-second lead for Chase Elliott. I love this call, man. I love it. This is a great call because it's going to take a while for 10 seconds to go off the clock. I like this call. I don't know if it'll work. We will have to see it on the long run if it's going to work or not, but I mean, if you can give yourself about 10 seconds on William Byron behind you, I like it. I like the opportunity you've given yourself. So Byron's now in second. It'll be Keselowski third, Blaney fourth. This is obviously not factoring in the 2 guys that have yet to pit, being McDowell and Bubba. I love the call, though. I love it. That's the right call. So still 122 laps to go. Long way to go. Chase is out front of the guys, but he's got a ways to go. He'll catch Bubba probably this lap. I think Bubba's pitting now. Yep, Bubba's pitting right now. So Chase will take the lead officially on this lap. And then it's just going to be the chase between these other guys. It'll be the chase is on. Whoever can get to the front's going to get there. But, boy, this is a big shakeup. I like that call, though, man. I still thought that was a great call. Even if it doesn't work out in the end, here's the thing. This gives him a shot to win. Running the same as everybody else, no shot to win. Like, I like the aggression to give yourself a shot. And, I mean, shoot, if he can even stay where he's at, you know, 10th place is like over 10 seconds behind him. That's a long way back. Like, the chances of him going from first all the way back to 10th, I mean, it could happen, but, you know, we'll see. I love the aggression. That is the right call, and I'm glad he took that opportunity. Doing another good job, too. He's running the high lane. So even when cars are going to get past him, he's not being slowed down by getting pinched off on the bottom. Larson coming to the back door of Ryan Blaney now. Or maybe we had some contact. Let's see here. Larson, was this him coming into pits or out of pits? Let's see. Coming down to pit road. Holy moly! What? Did Kyle Larson not speed? How did he not speed? Holy smokes! That's incredible. I don't know how Kyle Larson didn't speed there. That's incredible. That is an incredible save by Kyle Larson. Man, that guy is something else. That's it. That's insane. That car was completely sideways on the pit entrance. That's absolutely insane that he was able to hold that. All right, as of right now, there are 17 cars on the lead lap. What you have to remember, too, is even if Chase does get passed by William Byron, where he was running before pit stops was about where Chase Briscoe is now. So that's how much time he gained by pitting early. Now, again, if he falls all the way back to Chase Briscoe, we're going to say, well, maybe it's the wrong call. But any caution between here and the end of the race, maybe not here, it's a little early, but if you can get a caution 50, 60 laps since the pit stops, then you've got a shot. But again, people just pitted 10 to 15 laps ago, so you need this to go green for another 60 laps or more, and then have a caution on top of lapping more of the field. I mean, if you can have only 12 cars on the lead lap, that's a good pot to gamble from. So yeah, there's still hope. It's going to take some luck. I don't think you can run this all the way out to the end. I'd love it if he could, but I just think those tires are too much of a difference for him to get all the way to the end on it. Hey, welcome back, A-Shock. Well, good news is Chase is in a shot to win. I mean, it's going to be a long shot, but it's a shot. I mean, I'll take a long shot over nothing. Long shot's better than no shot. That's the way I'll say it. All right, so there have been about 20 laps since most of these guys pitted, so still need about another 40. Still need about another 40 laps before I'm comfortable with a caution that would help him pit. Good news is I don't think in the next 40 laps that he's going to lose 15 spots. Now I have room for the 2 cracked cases. Well, then you can have them both, sir. That'll be awesome. I can ship them together. That'll be so much better. And it'll be cheaper because the shipping is going to be a big part of the cost. So that'll actually help. All right, Chase is running hard. We have a caution. Oh my goodness. Carson Hocevar just spun right in front of the leader, and this is huge. So we've got a good news, bad news situation going on here. Chase is going to have to pit because he pitted so long. He's pitted lap 350. He's got 50 laps on his tires, and everyone behind him has got more laps. So he's going to have to pit from first, no doubt. Guys like William Byron only have about 30 laps on their tires. So the question is, with 30 extra laps on your tires, is it worth it? I mean, here's the thing. If Chase pits and he's the only one that pits, he's going to be 18th with the brand new tires. If he pits and a bunch of guys go with him, he'll probably be 9th or 10th. And if he has everybody follow him down pit road, which I don't see happening, then he'll potentially get to lead. So the caution came. Might be a little early for my choice of it because 30 laps is something, but it's not a ton. I would have wanted a few more laps than that, but he was still in the lead, so I still like the opportunity he's got. I think being in the lead is where you need to be, so we'll see, guys, but we got a shot. I say we, Elliott fans, we have a shot. Oh, boy. A big nervous time. Looks like pit crews are getting ready on a lot of cars right now. This may be everybody coming down pit road. Byron Martinsville cars are going to come out in about 2 months. Hopefully by Christmas they'll be in. That'd be, about the end of 2 months. It'd be close. Okay, let's go 9 crew. Put a good stop together. Let's see what happens on the strategy front, because now it is wide open. There are guys like Noah Gregson, who I assume should stay out. He pitted lap 273, or 373. That's only 26 laps. That's not a ton. I don't know, though. We'll see. Pit road is not open yet. But the 9 car's got a shot. This is what I'm talking about. That's what I want Ellen to do more often. Go for the win. Points be damned like most of the season. Just go for wins like this. Give yourself a chance. When you have a fast car, give yourself a shot to go win. Like, that's what I want to see. I want an opportunity to go win. Not necessarily that you will win every week, but give yourself a chance. Byron's going to stay out. Elliott is in. Larson is staying out. We have got a mixed bag at the front of the field, and a majority of the lap cars are coming. Very, very interesting. All right, 9 crew, I need a good stop here. Just hit your marks. Good stop. Let's go. Another issue on the rear. Not a huge issue, but another one. Not a big, hopefully it's not a huge issue. Come on, get it on, go. All right, not a great stop, but it wasn't a massive holdup. And the battle off pit road, I believe we've got some 2-tire stops up ahead. Chase does beat Blaney out, but we've got some 2-tire stops taking place with Brad, and I think Austin Dillon. All right, ladies and gents, the race is on. Is it just 2 guys that stayed out? Christopher Bell is in. He's a lap down. So Christopher Bell can only go up to 19th from where he's at right now. So he cannot catch William Byron if Byron continues to run well. And the biggest concern is he can go backwards. That's the concern. So they're getting the lap cars pitted now. They're going to choose soon. I'm going to take my pit stop now so I don't miss any of the race. All right, ladies and gents. All right, here we go. We now have a running order. No tires at all. No pit stop. Byron, Larson, Priest, Cindric. 2 tires. Brad and Denny. 4 tires. Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Austin Dillon, and Kyle Busch. And that rounds out your top 10. So, well, ladies and gents, it is there. This race is up for grabs. Not even 95 laps ago. 90 laps ago. 94, 96. I can't count. 96 laps to go in the final stage. Come on now, Chase. I need you to get a good restart, and I need you to get after it. Go get you some. Because those tires equal out over the course of a run, so I need him to get as many spots as he can on the restart. All right, let's see. Byron's going to go bottom. Larson's going to go high. The front 2 rows are going to be the guys that stayed out. Ooh, there it is. Go high, Chase. There we go. Chase is going to get row 3. Brad and Denny both picked the bottom. I like Chase getting an extra free row there. I really like that. It's nervous time, man. But this is Martinsville. And the guys that got to win are all there. Blaney, Elliott, Hamlin, Larson. They're all there. They all have a shot to get there to Homestead. Not Homestead. They went Homestead last week. Get to Phoenix. All right, coming back to the green flag. Bad restart for William Byron. Oh, we got a wheel falling off. Who just lost a wheel? Kyle Busch. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness, Kyle. So Kyle Busch lost a wheel before going green. And here's a massive thing, guys. Chase Elliott's 5th. He got 3 spots on that. By choosing the outside, he gained an entire row, and his lane got a better start. He would have started 7th, I believe. 7th or 8th. And because of Denny picking behind Brad, he got to line up beside him, got a better restart, and then was able to keep going. Oh, that tire was off a while ago. How did they even go green? That race should never have gone back green. That wheel was off in 3 and 4. That wheel came off in 3 and 4. How did they let that go green? It was bouncing around on the track. Huh. Now we've got something to sort out up front, too, because we don't know exactly who should be leading. Shows right now it's supposed to be Kyle Larson, but it's a lot of contested positions as they run. What a bizarre situation. The caution comes out. So there's the green. When does it go back yellow? Right there. So yeah, it literally just the front straightaway is the only part that went green. And yes, as confirmed by NASCAR, Chase Elliott is 5th. So after that loose wheel, he ended up, just by picking the right lane, is going to get up to 5th. That's a huge break. That is a huge break. He is now the first car on any type of tire, and he's starting 5th. Blaney, on the other hand, fell all the way back to 10th. Oh boy. 91 to go. Still a long way to go in this race. And if this thing can go green from here on out, I do really like where Chase is sitting in 5th. I think he's in a really, really good spot. I love how the brake dust is getting all over the front of the cars, too. They're getting nice and dirty right by the numbers, even though the numbers should be in the middle of the door. But I'm still liking it. It makes the car look cool. All that brake dust covering up. $90 laps to go. Are they choosing? Not yet. No choose yet. Larson is now the leader. Man, that's a tough break for Blaney, too. Just a bad restart right in front of him, and then the caution coming out that quick. I mean, he gave up a row and a half. So he gave up essentially, potentially 3 spots doing that because of where he would have been. Because instead of being on the outside of row 4, he was inside of row 5, and the outside went faster. That's how he ended up in 10th from 7th. He gave up a row and chose the bottom, which was the wrong lane. So just 2 bad, just hiccups. I mean, not even bad execution, just bad luck. So 89 to go. We are under 90 laps to go in this thing, guys. I'm not going to lie, it's nervous time. I was hoping Chase would have a shot at it, and he definitely does. Larson looks like he got a running start through the restart zone, but NASCAR's been letting that go all year. It shouldn't, but that's NASCAR for you. Personally, I think the front row should just be their own thing, but they're not. He would just, like, the leader should have the front row to themselves, and that way they can just go from whatever lane. All right, we are doubled up once again. This time Chase is row 3 on the bottom. I think the bottom is the right choice, at least on the initial start. All right, restart is on. Kyle Larson is clear. Byron and Cindric are battling for second. It'll be Elliott and Priest battling for the 4th spot. Oh, man, he just needs Cindric to get clear by a little bit. He keeps running to the back of Cindric before he can clear the 41. Gets a great run off the corner. We got some contact back in the field, they're showing us. There we go, we're back up front. 9 is clear. And he's got a shot. If he wants to go 3 wide, he could. I'd almost recommend it. Just give yourself a shot. Get by Byron and Cindric at the same time. Do it. Go 3 wide. Go for it. Come on, you got to push the issue, man. This is to get to Phoenix. Come on, Chase. You got to use your run when you have it. There he goes. He gets by Cindric. Got it. That took too long, man. You got to get in there. Looks like Chastain. No, Chastain isn't even battling for the Lucky Dog. I'm not sure why that's getting shown. I thought he might be battling for the Lucky Dog with Christopher Bell, but I think they may have just had some contact on a restart. All right, come on, Chase. These tires equal out over time. You got to get there. Can't waste any time. Come on, peek a nose out. What are you doing? He's way too nice to his teammates, man. You can't be that nice. There, he's got to run. Take it. Take it. Clear. All right, go get him. Go get him, 9. 79 laps to go. Chase has found his way to second. Just Kyle Larson in front of him. And it's a Hendrick 1, 2, 3 just like the spring. Go get it, 9. Come on. If he wins this race, I'm wearing this in Phoenix. I don't care. I'll do it. I don't even think I'll wash it either. I'll just pack it right now. I'll chuck it in the bag as is. .77 laps to go. Ryan Blaney has found his way back to 8th. Denny Hamlin is 5th on 2 tires. Christopher Bell is hunting hard. Actually, Christopher Bell is in the Lucky Dog already. I don't know why he's doing that. I don't know if he needs a caution. I'm not sure what exactly Christopher Bell's doing. He's racing really hard, but I don't think he's racing anyone for position. He's a lap down. And he's making a lot of contact. I mean, I know he needs a caution, but I feel like if you dump a guy and create that caution, I think you should stay a lap down. If he does it intentionally. Now, again, I'm not talking intentionally like spinning, but if you intentionally hit a guy and he spins, no, you still don't get it. As they run, Larson is in, Byron is in, Bell is out by 4 points. And as they run, depending on what happens, if Chase can take that spot, Larson and Elliott would just switch spots. But the Byron-Bell window would stay the exact same. .73 laps to go. Still a long way to go. After a really good pit call. That Alan Gustafson pit call, I don't care what happens from here on out. That was a great pit call. I really like that decision. That really has given him a shot. And I really, really like that. I want to see him do that more. Well, that's the thing. Alan made a good call at Texas, and they won him the race. I'm telling you, when he takes a shot and gets aggressive and tells his driver it's time to get aggressive, like, they perform different, and they perform better, and I want him to do that more often because the speed in the car has been decent. I don't think they've got a bad car at all today. They've been great today on speed and being aggressive gives you a shot to win. When if he drove like normal, he'd be about where Briscoe is in 9th or 8th. And by taking those chances, he's found his way to the front with probably the best shot to win outside of Larson right now because of the tire situation. He's got the best tires of anyone in the field, or the same, but he's got that situation going for him, and he's got the best track position. He's sitting in a spot where they're pulling away from William Byron, and he's closing in on Kyle Larson. So I really like that. Yeah, we don't want to talk about the 2020 600. That was awful altogether because Byron just wrecked himself with 1 to go. It's like, come on, dude. Like, the amount of times that Chase's teammates have cost him wins is downright unfathomable, and it drives me up a wall. That one was the worst, though, because I don't even hate the pit call. He still finished 3rd. He still came all the way 3rd. He just had nobody go with him. And I think he had a good enough car that starting 1st, he would have been fine. So, staying out was the right call. But, man, if the whole field comes behind you, you're still in trouble. I just think he would have had a better shot up front than he did, obviously, doing what he did. Blaney to the inside of Hamlin. That is for 5th. .66 laps to go as they run. Still 4 points the gap. Like I said, the problem that Christopher Bell is going to run into is he can't go forward. Not on the lap he's on. And so that's why it's such a big deal for him to try and get back on the lead lap. Ty Gibbs is either really slow or just not on pace at all. Goodness, I don't know what's up with that car. Kyle Larson, after getting out front, has done a great job getting away from everybody else. His speed has been very good, even over William Byron. .64 laps to go. The gap is still about a second. It's actually maintained at about a second. .62 to go. 30 lap older tires is all for Larson. It's not by a big chunk that car is on old tires. I think where we're going to be very curious to see is what happens when he gets into lap traffic. With 60 to go, they should hit some form of lap traffic by the end of the race. Man, Larson is booking. He's running some very good laps. He's the fastest on the track, and it's not that close. Like, he's putting good laps together for as old as his tires are. Now, the lap cars are coming. We'll see if that's just something to maintaining and keeping your tires good. Still 60 to go. Actually, 59 now. 59 to go, and the guys that need to win are in the top 6. Austin Cindric's the only oddball, just popped in there. Blaney will probably get by him real soon, and then Hamlin will follow. So it's kind of wild. The guys that need to win keep showing up front. Meanwhile, Larson is beginning to stretch the lead out a little bit. Oh, I'm hoping it's just tire management. I hope he's just trying to manage the tires. Yeah, lap traffic is going to be a factor here real soon. So with 56 to go, Larson is just about getting into the hefty lap traffic. And this is going to decide the outcome of the race here in the next 20 minutes or so, depending on how long this race takes, but about 20 minutes. If it stays green, of course. If it doesn't stay green, it's going to be longer. As they run, Blaney has found his way to fourth. I just thought he would get by Cindric. He did get by Cindric. Larson looks like he will finally clear Buescher. He will. As they run, 50 to go. Larson still out front by little under a second. Oh man, Buescher's racing the hell out of Chase. What the hell? He let Kyle go. He just pulled over and let him go. And now he's racing second place this hard. Did he do something to him? All right, 47 to go. He's now on the inside of Kyle Busch. Kyle's going to let him go and take that spot. Now there are two cars in between the front two. Man, the 9 just doesn't have good drive off. Did they put a bad adjustment in there? Man, he's been good all day on that. He just does not want to go off the corner right now. Meanwhile, Blaney has caught Byron. That is a battle for third. And Blaney's going to go right by Byron. It's not even a contest. He cleared him in one set of corners. Keep an eye out for Brian Blaney. He has got speed, and he is coming. Only 3 seconds back with lap traffic being a factor. He can get there. Larson really struggling to get Bubba a lap down, and that's the guy that right now Christopher Bell really wants to see go a lap down, because that's one more car that Christopher Bell could catch by the end of the race, and that cut line gets a little bit tighter. And Larson will finally get by Bubba. Since the restart, Blaney's up 7 spots. He's definitely the guy to beat right now on speed. But the question is, will he get there in time? That's a whole nother thing. Come on, Chase. You got to do something to get around these guys. Really struggling in lap traffic right now. "36 laps to go. The laps are really winding down quick." Ty Gibbs is pulled to the infield. He had an issue mechanically, and it looks like it finally let go. Or is that Reddick? I think that's actually Reddick. I can't tell if that's Reddick or Gibbs. It might be Reddick. No, he just turned and went straight to the garage. All right, though, your front three all are in must-win situations, and they're all there to get that. Oh, boy. This is tight. 3 points, the gap. Blaney is coming. He is already up ahead of Kyle Busch. "31 laps to go." Byron holding on to fourth. I think he's only got 1 point. No, 2 or was it 3 points? He's 3 points to the good on Bell. So Byron cannot go backwards. Because it looks like at this point, one of those 3 is going to win this race. So he cannot go backwards. And Bubba will let him through. Thank you, Bubba. That is very much appreciated. Problem is for Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney's there. This is going to be close. 28 laps to go. Byron really having to hustle to stay ahead of that 2 car. Boy, this is getting intense, guys. Martinsville just does a good job of delivering. I mean, sometimes you don't get this kind of luck, but goodness, we got a battle for the lead, a battle for 4th, and 19th is kind of just out of reach for Christopher Bell. 25 laps to go. Larson, Elliott, Blaney, all within a second of each other. And the winner goes to Phoenix. Loser goes home. Just like last week, guys. It's just like last week. Ooh, Larson went it off the bottom. Little bit of contact. Chase is there. Chase going to send it in real hard. Come on, get that drive. Get that drive. And he got it hooked up. Chase Elliott clears for the lead. 24 laps to go. It'll be Blaney and Larson now battling for that second spot. A lot of contact there between Blaney and Larson. He just went in there and shoved it in there hard. Ooh, a lot of contact again. This is all great for Chase Elliott as these two keep battling. It won't be much of a battle though. Blaney went right by him after that. 23 laps to go. And they have got to get around some of that lap traffic. $22 to go. The gap is... I'm not even sure what the gap is, honestly. Cindric has gotten by Byron. Now it is Hamlin looking to try and get by. And it's going to be Hamlin and Dillon both in that position to try and get there. 21 laps to go. Good battle going on right there between Dillon and Hamlin too. 20 to go. That's literally 5 minutes. No, 8 minutes? I don't know. I'll figure that out later. That battle for what will be fifth is going to be huge. It's 2 points. And those two cars are the 2 points. That's a chunk of rubber. We ain't throwing a caution for a stupid chunk of rubber. $18 to go. Now 17. Oh, Blaney's definitely going to get there. Man, the lap car of Truex has been the thorn in the needle, or the thorn in the side for every leader. Larson got to Truex, couldn't get by, and then his tires fell off. And now it looks like Chase Elliott's in the exact same boat. Blaney with a huge run. He's going to get right to the bottom of him, and it doesn't look like it'll be much of a contest. He's just got such good drive off. Oh, yeah, he just drove away. I mean, it's not even close. Oh, my goodness. Blaney now to the inside of Truex. And he's just going to drive right around him. Oh, really, Truex? You waited till... Okay, I don't know. Did Chase make him mad or something? Or Larson? Because he just pulled over for Blaney after holding him up for... Okay. Oh, shoot, it's close. But that 22 car is, or that 12 car is insanely fast right now. He's got 3/10 on the whole field. No one's even close to him on lap time. 13 to go. Boy, it's going to get tight. Still 17 cars on the lead lap. If a yellow were to come out. Christopher Bell is still in the free pass. No, he's not, because Bubba got passed. Just like last year, Ryan Blaney has rallied with a very, very fast car, and I think he's going to be the favorite going into Phoenix next week. Oh, good grief. Half a second on the field. Dude, no one's catching that. That is wild. Half a second at Martinsville is a lot. Yeah, he's obliterating the field right now. I don't know if anyone's going to have a chance to get there. Not with only 10 to go. What a bummer, man. I like the aggression. I really did like the pit call from Alan Gustafson. I thought that was the right call for Chase. Man, their speed is just, it's that far off all year. They did everything right as far as putting him in a position to win. They just aren't fast enough. And that's the part that stinks. It's like last week, this week is the same situation. You're in a spot to potentially win, and the car has no speed. You know, I mean, it took him how many laps to get by Larson on 30-lap fresher tires? You know, he eventually got there, but it's not enough, man. You can't be that far off pace. I mean, he's 2 seconds back already. Like, Blaney is just obliterating him. Like I said, they're on the same lap tires. They're the same, and just not enough speed, man. Right now, the difference is 1. And Byron is fighting like crazy because he's got to keep a number of cars behind him, and they're all right on him. 7 to go. Uh-oh. Looked like they were about to go 3 wide on Byron for a second. Man, 7 to go. Byron is in a must-hold-that-position spot, but I don't think he's going to want to. They are doubled up all over behind him. Nobody can seem to get enough of a run to get on either side of him. Five to go for Ryan Blaney to go back-to-back and give himself a shot at the championship. Meanwhile, William Byron cannot lose this last spot. 5 laps to go. No, Larson's already 5. What is he, 4 seconds out front? Goodness gracious. No, I can't read. That's not 4. That's a 2. 4 to go. Byron still needs 1. He needs to hold that spot. Three to go. Oh, man. I wish that 9 had better speed. Two to go. Blaney coming now to take the white flag. 1 lap to go. And Ryan Blaney is going to probably get a shot to go back-to-back. Big stack up on the front stretch right in front of William Byron. What was that, Bubba? That was Bubba's giving a free spot away. Oh my goodness. And Christopher Bell's going to make it through. Yep, Christopher Bell's going to make it through. That's riding the wall as well, so that's 2 strikes. Yeah, Bell is in. I don't know how I feel about that, man. I really don't. Great. More crap. More crap. All right, so great job on Ryan Blaney. Bubba Wallace just gave a spot up. He just completely gave up the entire last lap. Race manipulation. We got this stupid format, man. I hate this format. Look at this crap. That ain't racing. That ain't racing. That's garbage. That's crap. That's not good racing. They can't have authentic crap. It's going to get manipulated every year until they fix the stupid system. That's pure race manipulation at its finest. Pure. Sorry, Bubba. I'm not even a big Bubba hater, but I am today. That's wrong. Bubba Wallace just absolutely cheated. I'm sorry. You can't. He parked it on the front stretch with 1 to go. Let's see what Bubba's lap time was on that last lap. 24.9. A 24.9 on the last lap. 3 seconds slower. 3 seconds slower than the lap before. No. Sorry. Once again, here's my problem. I'm not mad at Christopher Bell. I'm not mad at Bubba Wallace. I'm not mad at William Byron. I'm not mad at Brian Blaney. I'm not mad at anybody, okay? I'm not mad at any specific driver. NASCAR's format created this disaster we see in front of us. This absolute disaster we have right in front of us. That's it. That's all we can say. That absolute pitiful disaster in front of us, right there, race manipulation, in front of our very eyes. NASCAR created that, not the drivers. They were put in that spot, unfortunately, but it's not their fault. This is on NASCAR. What we just saw was Bubba Wallace park the car to give a guy a free spot with 1 to go and change the entire outcome of William Byron's season. Why? Because we have a format that's absolutely stupid. I will say it. No, I won't. I don't want to get mad. Sorry. That's pure race manipulation. And again, I hate it because I hate it for Bell. Did he do anything wrong? He just racing like normal. It was Bubba that made the decision. So this entire disaster is created by NASCAR manufacturing drama. And it's unfortunate because now that we've had to deal with it now, how many years in a row we've had some type of manufactured drama? SHR at the Roval. We've had this one here. We should have had Penske at Vegas. We are having manufactured things at every single racetrack, and that needs to stop. We cannot have a legit championship format with people manipulating the outcome of these races. We can't have it. You can't. I mean, Bubba just pulled over. He absolutely should have been able to go underneath, and he's just on the brakes. 4 seconds off? No. Sounds like a Hendrick fan crying. No, dude, I don't care if Byron gets in the Final Four. I really don't like Byron. I'm not a Hendrick fan. I'm actually going to root for Blaney next week anyway. My problem is we now have another controversy with this stupid format. We always have controversy. I don't want that. That's my problem. We have more controversy, and Blaney and Logano are in clear. But, you kidding me? Like, we're going to have the... Not that Bell got there. Not that somebody... I mean, honestly, if Chastain or Dillon had gotten by him, I'd have been fine with that too. But it wasn't authentic. You had a guy park his car and give a free spot away and change the entire thing. No. Because Kyle Larson could have parked his car too. He could have just parked it. Now he could have... I need to pit on the last lap. I need to pit. And he would have given a spot to William Byron. And you know what NASCAR would have said? Race manipulation. And they should, by the way. They should. In both of those situations. Take Bell out of the final. I don't know what you do now. How do you do this if you're NASCAR? What do you do? They put... Not my problem. NASCAR made this problem, not me. It's NASCAR's problem. And it's a disaster. And NASCAR's going to have to deal with it. This is 100% NASCAR's problem going forward. So... NASCAR's fault. That's all I can say. 100% NASCAR's fault. No other way to put it. So, it is what it is. Can't fix it. Can't change it. Nothing will happen. But that's on NASCAR, man. Are we really going to have something like this next week? Yeah, I'm going for Blaney. Like I said, I like Blaney. I got to see him win at Iowa, so I wouldn't mind seeing him win the championship. I have all his race wins too. So, but man, just... Obviously, as a Chase fan, I'm already disappointed from that. Like, he got his doors blown off. Lost by 3 seconds. Like, he got his doors blown off in that last run. I mean, to get out front by 5 seconds and lose by 3, like, you got beat by 8 seconds in that one run. So, either that's on Gustafson or Hendrick as a whole, I don't know. But I'm tired. Like, today, they were aggressive, and they had a shot to win. I like that aggression, but the speed has been the biggest problem all year, and they haven't had speed. When Larson and them were fast, they were winning. But when Hendrick's fast, Elliott can't win. So, Kyle Busch is a multi-time champ. You're forgetting that. Yeah, it's gonna be fun for Blaney. I'm going for Blaney next week. Yeah, I don't really care for anyone else, so it would be Blaney, regardless if it's Bell or Bell or Byron. I don't care. Between those two, I really don't give a rip. But yeah, Bubba like hit the brakes here. What was going on with that?
Dude. This stupid format. That's all I can say. This stupid, idiotic format has created this problem. Oh, I don't want Blaney. Definitely not Joey. I don't want to see Joey win. I can't stand Joey, especially when he's been the 15th best car all year. And honestly, Reddick's the only guy that deserves the championship because the other guys that were all top 5 in points are out. Nobody from the top 5 in points made it besides Tyler Reddick. The rest of the top 5 in points all missed. All of them. What does that tell you? Top 5 all missed besides one guy. Format's a joke. It's always been, by the way, it always has been a joke. It's not changed now. It's being exposed, and this is a perfect example of it getting exposed. We'll see what NASCAR does because this is a problem. I mean, what we just saw was blatant, and I don't know what you do about it. I mean, this is a big deal. Like, there's a lot on the line here, and I don't know what you do if you're NASCAR. What are you gonna do? I don't know. I'm hot. Honestly, it was a great race, though. That's a classic Martinsville race. Great job on Ryan Blaney. That race one's going to look amazing. But NASCAR can't have a good week, man. They just can't. We just have to keep having these controversial things every single freaking time that cars get on the track, and I'm so tired of it. Can we just run a genuine, straight-up points format so we can actually enjoy these races for wins instead of having this BS garbage that we're watching where guys are literally, I mean, the last 2 guys on points right now are the ones that made it. Like, of the final 8, most points scored in the round, 8th, 7th, and 5th are the ones that are going to Phoenix because they won. So running well had nothing to do with the final stage because 3 of them won and Byron was the only other one left. And Byron, by the way, didn't even make it. Christopher Bell does. I don't know, man. I don't like it. I just don't. It's not good. It is not good. And I don't know what you do about it. I really don't. That's the end of the race, guys. That is it for me this year. You will see me in Phoenix. I will be doing some streams. Gonna do a whole collection video. We got a lot coming on, so don't worry. NASCAR may be done after next week, but I'll be here for a little while yet. We're still gonna have tons of stuff to do. But I hope you guys enjoyed that race. It's unfortunate. It's gonna be clouded on freaking manipulation again. What do you do? I don't know, man. This is what they do. They're showing team communication. I can't hear it. But it's another crapshoot out of NASCAR, and I ain't happy about it. So this is what we get. I don't know. This is NASCAR. This is what they want. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in some diecast reviews and some other stuff. This has been Race Craze. We'll see you in the next one.